Oklahoma, technically right now, they have a win over Auburn. They have a win over Michigan. I don't think either of those teams are any good. Oklahoma's number 5 in the country. I think that's poppycock. I think they should be poppycock. They should be like number 12.
I think that's the first time poppycock has ever been said on this show.
I've been trying to work poppycock into the rotation a lot lately.
It didn't really land like you thought it did.
You went,
because it's a ridiculous thing to
Is
say.
that
no, it landed. Don't act like that didn't land.
Well, it was a hard,
that landed.
it was a hard P.
Yeah.
Poppycock landed.
On today's Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings, the crown is yours. We have a twofer for the people. We have the finest of Mississippi. We have Brandon Walker in studio talking some college ball narrative talk. Great time with Brandon, our number one college football expert. We also have Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin on the show. So we're talking a lot of college football. We're going to talk some playoff baseball. Monday Night Football was a double disappointing games, but the Broncos look very good. The Jets, we do a little status check with memes on the Jets. We have hot seat, cool throne. We got guys on chicks, a packed Wednesday show for you, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Game Time. The NFL is back. Tailgates, packed stands, the buzz before kickoff, but getting in, a nightmare. Queues, price jumps, getting logged out mid-click. All you want is to be there, beer in hand, losing your voice with the crowd. The Game Time app gives you advantage back to fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. We're looking at tickets. Hank, what do you got for this weekend?
Looking at Patriots, Bills. Some are saying it's a passing of the torch game. You can get into Highmark Stadium for $228.
Okay, Sunday Night Football. Use the Game Time app. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code PMT for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Wednesday, October 1st, and October means one thing, PFT, playoff baseball. We started the wild card, and it was Hoss Day.
I was going to say it's time to wake up Billy Joe Armstrong. But yes, you're also correct. Tarek Skubal was awesome today. Incredible. What did he have, 14 strikeouts?
14 strikeouts. Tarek Skubal was a Hoss. Garrett Crochet was a Hoss. Blake Snell was a Hoss. First time I think he's ever had six innings. What are you doing? What are you doing there, Hank? What are you doing?
Southpaw
Yeah.
day.
The Hosses came to play today. We had the opening round of the wild card in playoff baseball, which underrated day. We were saying it. The boys were chopping it up before we were recording. We're doing this on Zoom right now. We're back in studio for the rest of the show with Brandon Walker and Lane Kiffin. We were saying this is kind of underrated. It's sneaky, great day in the sports calendar year where you're like, oh shit, we get 4 baseball games all day, and we just like noon hits, and you're like, holy shit, it's playoff baseball time.
It's a really good day, but I think maybe the all-time great day talk might be influenced by the fact that you guys have 3 teams in the playoffs that you're all super excited about.
That's fair. That's totally fair. It was mostly Max loves baseball. Max a baseball guy. He is through and through, and he was saying that. He loves baseball. He was tuned into every game. He's a seam head. That's facts, Max, right?
Yeah, I know. Meaningful sports that mean this much during the workday don't come around often.
That's
so
true.
It's like that's all I was saying is that there's only a few days in the calendar year. Well, I said meaningful
sports that mean this much during the day don't come around that often.
I mean, you're right. Like having good, meaningful sports on during a meaningful day is extra meaningful.
Right. Big time.
And it's meaningful to me.
Right.
And that's really what matters.
And it means a lot to you. Let's break down what you got, Hank.
I just can't get over ever since Zach has joined these Zoom calls with the nice camera, looking at Zach and then looking at Max, looking like he's doing like sales.
Yeah,
it's tough to get over.
It's
a wild difference.
Zach's camera, like, I don't want to take this in a weird direction, but it does look like we're like about to enter a porn with Zach. You know, like those, like they're like, oh shit, it's the 4K girl with the POV glasses. Holy shit, you can feel like you're getting fucked. That's what I feel like Zach's about to do to us.
No porn over here.
Okay. All right. Well,
I also like how his camera's like off center just a little bit that he's looking into. It's kind of cool. It's like we're all looking at the screen at each other, and Zach's like, chilling off to the side. Like, you're looking at me, but I might not be looking at you.
Yeah.
I can fix that. No. The eye contact a little bit.
No, it looks great. All right, let's break down the games. Game 1, Tarek Skubal, incredible performance, 14 strikeouts. Tigers got in a little bit of trouble there in the 9th with Javi Baez having an error. It looked like the Guardians, at least the way they finished the season, have some team of destiny type of vibes. And when that happened, it was like, oh boy, they're about to waste Tarek Skubal's 14 strikeout performance. A total, like, he just shoved in every definition, because he's had some starts. I think it was a week ago where he lost to the Guardians. So this was like, I am the boss. I am the man. I'll come into Cleveland. I'll do this. And they almost blew it, but they were saved in the end. And the Tigers, like, this is the beauty of October. They finished the season so bad, and now they're up 1, and it's a new season for them.
Yeah, it was a week ago. I think he hit somebody in the face.
Yeah,
and then he came back and pitched almost as many pitches as he's pitched this year in a game. Was still hitting the high velocity at the end. And if you beat him, you can't give up like rinky-dink runs. You can't let the Tigers luck into any runs out there, because you're not going to get it back against Skubal.
Yeah.
So like the errors in the outfield, careless stuff. But I do see the Guardians being one team that they could fuck shit up just by playing like weird small ball. Yeah. I could see them doing that. But you're going to have to do a lot of it against Skubal, and they didn't have enough.
Yeah, he was absolutely sensational, and there's something about him, like the way he yells on the mound, his size. He's a throwback ace in every respect.
He also went and visited that guy in the hospital too.
Yeah, he did.
Ultimate respect.
Yeah, Skubal's the man. He's a great dude, and he's the man, and he absolutely shoved today. Game 2, I was at Game 2. I was at Wrigley. It was electric. Very nerve-wracking, because the Cubs looked like they didn't have much of an offense. And then we had back-to-back home runs. And Craig Counsell, who has been maligned at times in his stay in Chicago, did a perfect job with the bullpen. And the bullpen had, I think it was 4 1/3 or 4 2/3 perfect innings to close the game. So Boyd had a blooper double and then a hard hit double to give up a run. Stranded a guy on third in the second, which was huge. And then Palencia, who, was the closer, got injured, came in the 5th and was lights out for 5 outs and was just like electric. And the crowd was awesome, because the Cubs haven't won a playoff game since 2017. So it'd been a long time. They hadn't had a playoff game at Wrigley with fans since then as well.
Tell me about the mood in the stadium for the back-to-back Jacks, because back-to-back playoff home runs, especially in a situation like that, it seems like the best place to be on earth.
It was so electric, and Seiya's home run was absolutely pissed on. It was out so fast. I also saw afterwards that ESPN muted the crowd, as he was rounding the bases, which is an absolutely insane thing to do for playoff baseball. The crowds in playoff baseball are so much fun, and it was so fucking loud at Wrigley. And then Kelly's home run, which I didn't think was going to go out, it just kind of kept on going. It was like the opposite of Seiya's, where it just was like, oh shit, is this going to go out? Oh shit, is this going to go out? Oh shit, it just went out. And then the roof came off, and it was just like everyone was just absolute euphoria at Wrigley, and it was so much fun.
Was it high five strangers?
Oh, dude. It was high five strangers. I went with my friend Dave, Titus, and Eddie came with me. I brought them, and there was 4 stoolies in front of us who, they heard me and Eddie talking, or me and Titus talking. I was sitting next to Titus, maybe in like the 2nd inning, and they turned around and they're just like, "Oh fuck, it's you guys!" they became instant friends, high-fiving, just going crazy, high-fiving everyone in front, high-fiving everyone in back. And then I love PCA because he's the best, but I did say after the back-to-back home runs, I was like, if I could bet $1 million right now on PCA striking out swinging, I would do it. And he did. Because he was feeling like the mood was just like, he wanted to launch one so bad. So bad.
Yeah. I love that feeling when you're high-fiving strangers at a sporting event. That's how guys make new friends.
Yeah.
It's just like it's the best feeling in the world. You turn around, there's a hand in the air, high five, hand in the air, high five, you spill a drink on yourself. Doesn't matter. The mood seemed awesome for that. What about the deep shot?
Best friends you'll never see again in your life, too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we literally
still best friends.
We literally took a picture after the game, like all of us.
Yeah,
it was like, this is awesome. We all got into a group picture. It's like that was a fucking great day. It was just a beautiful. Like there was not a cloud in the sky. Everyone was in a great mood. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's how dudes make friends. Girls like chat with each other at workout classes and get each other's phone number. Guys just high five another drunk dude and then become best friends for like 2.5 hours. It's like a 1 day stand. It's a great feeling. What about the PCA, the catch at the warning track? Was that in the ninth inning?
Yeah.
Because when that ball got hit, I thought, oh shit, here we go.
I actually wasn't that worried about it. I think I have a pretty good sense of like, because the crowd will like if there's a hard hit ball, like Michael Bush hit one in the first inning where everyone went crazy. I was like, there's no way that's out. I have a pretty good sense, so I was just like, just catch it. And I was just more worried anything that went towards Seiya because he's playing right now and he's not the best. He's a serviceable outfielder, but he also can fuck things up. And so, there was one that was, I can't remember. It was maybe the 6th inning where it was in between them, and Seiya wanted it, and PCA was like, "No, it's fucking mine," and called him off. Also, Dansby Swanson's awesome at defense. That's something that just doesn't it's such an underrated thing because I forgot playoff baseball. You basically spend every inning, if you're a home team, every top of the inning, you're just fucking so scared because you're like, only bad things can happen right now. And then when you get to the bottom, you're like, all right, I can breathe a little. Let's just hope we can string together a couple runs. You know what I mean? So it's that up and down constantly that goes back and forth where you're just like, fuck, this is if a runner gets on in playoff baseball, you're like, this is over. We're fucked. We're so fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I'll give you a little analytics. I don't know if you can bet this on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Maybe we can figure out a way to get this listed. Mark Titus and I have gone to 2 Cubs playoff games together in our lives. Both wins, both games the Cubs hit back-to-back home runs. And I'm taking him tomorrow.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can bet it back-to-back home runs again. If we go 3 for 3, that would be insane.
I don't know. That should be a prop. Back-to-back?
Yeah. So it was the game 1 of the NLCS in 2016 when Miguel Montero and I think it was Dexter Fowler right after. We were all in the bleachers for that. And then today. So I don't know. Maybe bet it. I don't know how you can bet it. But it was an awesome day. It was very, very fun. I was very it was just a great day. It was like one of those perfect days. You're like, this was so much fun and had a great time. And it's also the shout out the pitch clock. I had a very hard, I went from Cubs game, high-fiving, euphoria, directly into my son's 6-year-old soccer practice, sitting there watching kids fall over the ball and stuff. And I was like, you know what? This is life now. But shout out the pitch clock because I made it to a soccer practice with plenty of time.
Your children on the sidelines, they don't know that the Cubs just won a playoff game.
I was like, that was really fun. And now I'm here and, basically making sure my daughter doesn't kill herself on the playground. All right. The third game, another Haas, crochet Hank, unbelievable. He had, 14 straight outs?
Yeah, had the ball on a string. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to watch.
So were you nervous at all in this game? Because it was one solo home run for the Yankees, and then the Red Sox actually played good playoff baseball, manufacturing some runs.
Yeah, Sogard. This is Pink Hat Henry or newcomer Henry. I was always under the impression that Aaron Judge had an absolute cannon, and then Sogard ran out a single into a double, and everyone was like, "Yeah, they knew like Judge's arm is a noodle arm now, and he can't throw, and like made him look stupid. Which
he got hurt.
That's news
right?
to me. I guess that's
Yeah. So, and then manufactured runs, and the ninth inning was interesting because Chapman came in the eighth for 1 out, and then back in the ninth, and he loaded the bases with no outs, and the Yankees didn't score any runs. The weirdest part was, did you hear the broadcast being like, he's not sweating yet?
Yeah. I don't know what that was all about.
That was so.
By the way,
like usually he's sweating a lot, and he's not sweating yet. And then he loaded the bases, and they're like, look, he's sweating now, and then he just mowed everyone down.
By the way, the entire broadcast, the audio for that broadcast, I don't know what was going on where it sounded like there was a hand grenade going off every time there was an out. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Because like I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, I thought that was just on my TV." It was unlistenable. I had to turn the sound almost all the way down for the entire game. I don't know what they had. If they had a mic on first base, if the crowd was just redlining, I don't know what it was. But ESPN's got to figure that shit out.
Yeah, stop muting crowd noise and figure out the hand grenade situation.
It was terrible. But yeah, Chapman went out there, pissed down his leg immediately, and then just settled in. I saw a stat that the Yankees are the first team in postseason history to load the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the ninth, but not score a run and lose the game.
Jesus.
Pretty crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Aaron Judge did have a big
Red
single.
Sox fans. Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he ripped that one nicely up the middle.
He had a huge single.
Are Yankees
PMT
fans
field
using
reporter,
panic button now?
PMT field reporter Gaz was there. He said it was Fenway South, so that was good to hear. Just a lot of Red Sox fans.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what was your question, PFT? Panic button?
I was just wondering, like, what is the panic meter for a Yankees fan right now?
I mean, the 3-game series thing is crazy. It really is. Like because I'm sitting here, the Cubs are up 1-0, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, obviously, there's 2 more games, but it's just being down 0-1 and having an elimination game like that it's crazy. So the panic button's got to be way out. And I think I just saw like my Twitter explode with just people being like, Aaron Boone's the dumbest person ever. I was like, oh, it's October. That was literally the turning of the clocks.
Because I saw that extend Boone was trending again. And I agree. We've always said that about Aaron Boone. Listen, you got to give the man some time to implement his systems. You got to have a steady hand guiding the New York Yankees through a tumultuous time in baseball. Aaron Boone's the guy. Keep him around.
Yeah. So my last question about this game was, did we find a hack on live betting Chapman with the sweating thing? Because the announcers called it out, and they were actually correct that he did start to sweat, and then he started to pitch well.
Is there a chance that maybe after he pitched in the 8th inning, he used a towel?
Maybe. I don't know.
Some of the sweat?
I don't know, but the guy needs sweat on him to perform. He is a sweaty guy. They are right about that, but I wasn't watching close enough to be like, oh shit, he doesn't have any sweat on him.
Yeah, that doesn't really hold up. I don't know. I don't know. It's a very weird thing for the announcers to zero in on. I was wondering why they're making a big deal out of it, but yeah, if he doesn't sweat, I'll load up on him.
Yeah. All right. The last game, which is still in the 7th inning, but we're calling it early. The Dodgers are so fucking unfair. They're so good. They're like, just to even start this game with Shohei hitting a leadoff home run, it was like, oh, like that might be the fastest that a team's ever been eliminated.
He smacked the shit out of that ball too. That ball was gone.
And then he hit another one. And then Teoscar Hernandez hit 2. And it's just like, and then Freddie Freeman hit a double. It's just, the waves of Dodger hitters are just insane. And now the Reds obviously are not, it's a little bit of a mismatch. A great story that the Reds are in the playoffs, but the Dodgers look, and then Blake Snell, I think it was his first time. I got to try to find that stat. I think it was his first time going into the 6th in a playoff game, and he was electric as well. So it's like, if he starts pitching like an absolute hoss, he's probably too skinny to be a hoss. For the first time, Jeff Passan said, for the first time in his career, Blake Snell has thrown a 6 innings in a postseason game, and they've been phenomenal. 1 hit, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, only 70 pitches. He gave up a run in the 7th, but yeah, he was lights out.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that he's a hoss though. He's too small. He's a pony.
Yeah. All right.
The back-to-back Jacks in that game was awesome too. Rob Lowe, shout out Rob Lowe in the crowd tonight.
Yep.
They showed him. Then they showed Bateman. They started running out of celebrities. There were so many home runs.
Yeah.
I did not know this because somebody sent it to me. Did you know that Rob Lowe he grew up a diehard Cincinnati Reds fan?
Is he from Ohio?
Yeah.
I think I did know that. I think I did know that.
He was like taunting the Reds after the back-to-back home runs, despite the fact. You know what? I'm going to give Rob Lowe a pass on it.
Did he have his MLB hat on?
He did not. He was wearing a normal hat. I photoshopped the Major League Baseball umpire's logo onto it, though.
Nice.
So pretty much. But yeah, if I was Rob Lowe in that situation, it's like if you're beating the shit out of the Reds, the team that you loved growing up, I probably wouldn't be like demanding the camera put me on.
No, I mean, the Reds are just, it's a nice story. We'll see. Hey, listen, game 2, you never know what's going to happen. Because that is the beauty, going back to the 3-game format. The Reds win, all the pressure's back on the Dodgers. So you never know.
Yeah.
Like all these things.
Memes, I got a question for you regarding the Reds.
So? Max doesn't think so. Max is shaking his head.
Well, there's also I think there's a stat that the team that wins the game 1 of the wild card series goes on to win 92% of the time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, probably because they're the better team, and also they're at home, and they're up 1-0.
Yeah.
Well, it's not always the home team.
The Reds fucking suck.
Meme, so I got a question for you regarding the Reds. Are you actively rooting against the Reds right now?
Yeah, this is a nice hate watch for me.
So
tonight they got to be the sacrificial lamb.
Were you happy that the Jets' official Twitter account jinxed the Yankees?
With the good luck?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also a nice hate watch. I'm hate watching the entire playoffs.
Hank, you seemed skeptical when Meme said that he was rooting against the Reds.
The Reds stole the Mets spot.
But the Mets stole their own spot. They played themselves out.
Also true.
Like it's not like the Reds beat the Mets in a season-ending series.
But it does have to feel a little bit better watching the Dodgers just be insane and being like, the Mets wouldn't have won this series, like all in LA.
Yeah,
the Mets couldn't win on the road against anybody this year. There's no way they were winning this series in LA.
True. Yeah,
we'll never know though.
You never know. Guess we'll never know. I think Meme should get to hate watch whatever he wants. Let him hate watch the fuck out of these playoffs.
No, I'm defending him. I'm like, this is a good watch. This is a good watch.
Yeah,
I'm okay with Cubs Memes needs to get his hate out on something, and anything that's
Max
not
is scared.
us.
You guys are scared of the hate watch.
What? We're scared of the hate watch?
What's that?
Scared to be on the Memes' bad side of a hate watch.
No,
I think I am already on the
hate watch. Yeah.
We're
all on the hate watch.
Yeah.
You're just lucky he's playing the Yankees.
I know.
He wants to hate watch both the Red Sox and the Yankees.
You're next up, buddy. Like I'm the only one who's getting hate watched right now, but your guys are both going to be up. He's hate watching. He's rooting for the Pods.
Yeah, but I'm also rooting for Chicago. I live in Chicago.
But
no, you're not.
But you're rooting for the Padres.
What are you talking about?
You want everyone in the office to be happy. You want everyone in the office to be like,
you're hate watching. It's fine.
Cubs.
That's a great thing about sports. Hate watch the fuck out of these playoffs.
Yeah, if you're miserable, you want everybody else around you to be just as miserable as you are.
I'm going to be honest. Everyone was rooting for the Guardians in the cave. I wanted them to lose.
Memes, Memes, what's your perfect World Series then? Would it be like Brewers versus Blue Jays?
Mariners. I'm rooting for the Mariners.
Okay.
Seattle. Good sports sound.
Okay.
I'll go Cubs or Brewers.
Okay. You don't mean that.
You don't mean that.
I know he means Brewers.
No,
that was just an omission.
Cubs,
it's fine.
Cubs losing in 7 would be. That's the ultimate hate watch.
It is. I respect your hate watch. All right, 2 things before we kick it to ourselves. And then, like I said, we have Brandon Walker and Lane Kiffin. One, is it Dylan Gabriel time?
Yes.
I think it is, right?
It's going to be. Yeah,
it's about to be. Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's time.
Do you think it might be a mistake to do the Dillon Gabriel time when they have to fly to Europe and play against a Brian Flores defense?
Brian Flores is very happy that this is happening. He's going to blitz the fuck out of him. That traditionally works well in England, and it's going to be a tough start for him. But the good news is the Vikings don't really have a great answer at quarterback right now, and the Browns' defense is awesome too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. I think it's going to be a winnable game for him. I don't think that either team is going to blow the other one out. So I'd say, like, in a weird way, it's almost less pressure doing it overseas than it would be doing it back at home.
True. No one's going to watch. We're all going to watch.
Yeah. It is going to be this might be the Lunder of the year.
Yes, I'd agree. But it might
This
be too
might be like
obvious.
It might be like a 10-2 game.
But it might be so obvious I psych myself out and take the over and then watch the 10-2 game and be like, why are you so stupid?
Guess the over-under. I'm going to guess
it can't be more than 40.
37.5.
I was going to say 37 flat. It can't be over 40.
Sportsbook.
It's
36.5.
Oh wow, we're both off. It's lower than we both thought. So
I love that though. It's a challenge.
No, that means our statistical model says we got to take the over.
By a point, yeah.
It's a big point. We had 37 and 37.5.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing I had was anyone want to take a shot? Zach, why don't you take a shot at explaining what's going on in the WNBA right now? I do not understand it, but I just saw a lot of tweets about it.
Is it regarding the WNBA saying that the only reason Caitlin Clark is getting her advertisements is because of the WNBA? Is that what we're talking about?
I think it was Nafisa.
Yeah, I think that was a bold statement.
Okay.
By the WNBA.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there we
Wait,
go.
A bold statement by the players or by the league?
What was that?
Who made the bold statement? Was it the players?
I think the league saying that the league is responsible for all of Caitlin Clark's brand deals is crazy.
Right.
Okay.
Insane.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I don't know if the league said it. I think it was Nafisa said it.
Nafisa. I retract that. Nafisa. Wild statement from Nafisa. I don't want to put that on the league.
Wait, I thought Nafisa said that the league told her that.
Oh. Okay. Go back, Zach. This is some really good high-level talk. This is where we get into idiot jazz.
Yeah.
So it's the league through Nafisa.
Yes, I believe Nafisa was speaking to the league and complaining about the young players and the pay scale, and then the league said to Nafisa, "You're lucky that you guys get those endorsements because we bring you those endorsements." And then Nafisa said the league said that, and then everyone was like, "That was wild for the league to tell Nafisa that."
Oh, so Nafisa wasn't going after Caitlin Clark.
I don't think so.
Okay, so the league was basically being like, you and Caitlin Clark are lucky you have us.
All right, so I'm gonna do the audience a favor by reading one article about this.
Okay, all right.
I think I agree with everything Collier said. That's Nafisa.
Okay.
Said Lexi Hull, the Fever's alternate player rep for the WNBPA.
Wait,
we're at
PFT.
a really important time in the league, and changes need to be made. And so you're seeing her talk about that, and proud of her for making that statement today.
Wait, PFT, read a full article to yourself, and then while Memes ranks his hate watch teams.
Okay.
And then come back to us with the summary. Memes,
okay.
Hate watch teams, who you're rooting for to lose in the most sad, like torturous fashion, and then go down from there.
Or just where you want our teams to lose in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And how.
Yeah.
All right. So number one, I'll go with Phillies.
Okay.
Hate the Phillies. I would like them to go 9 innings each time, get walked off each time.
Wait, in the DS?
By the Dodgers.
Oh, okay. Okay. Walked off in 9 innings. So sweep though?
Yeah, sweep.
Okay. A walk-off sweep.
That's impossible, but continue.
Yankees number 2.
What? Oh, yeah, that is impossible. Shit.
The first 2 games are at home.
Yankees number 2.
Okay.
Like Boston to take them out tomorrow, but like 10-0. That's ideal.
Keep going.
I'll throw Blue Jays at 3.
Oh,
Nice.
Canada, boo.
okay.
Memes, you walked into the office today and looked at Big Cat and said, "Let's go Pods."
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you
the trust tree branched together.
yeah, we did come back together, but that's
Okay.
a little preview for later.
That's fair.
But you can throw the Cubs in there. Where do you want the Cubs to lose? You want to also get walked off by the Dodgers?
Game 7 World Series
Okay, to who? The Mariners?
to the Mariners.
Okay. What about the Red Sox?
I live by Wrigley. It'll be fun. I don't hate the Red Sox that bad, but we'll put them at 5.
Okay, but how do you want them to lose?
To the Mariners and the
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
I also have a
Dodgers?
stat- I have a
Dodgers?
Yeah, they get fucked.
Okay.
NLCS to the Cubs.
This is great. Someone needs to make the hate watch bet.
Mariners World Series.
Mariners over Cubs parlayed with the Cubs over the Dodgers parlayed with the Dodgers on all walk-off home runs against the Phillies.
Yep.
which is impossible.
Which is impossible.
A series sweep of walk-off home runs over the Phillies would be so good for this program.
No, yeah. What if it were?
impossible.
No, hold on. What memes? No, we can workshop this memes. What if game 1 and 2 is the exact same catch robbing a home run walk off?
Ooh, that's good.
You like that? And then game 3 is a walk off.
Yeah, game 3.
Game 3 is a
Game four.
walk off. Exact same ball hit to the exact same spot, and the Philly center fielder doesn't catch it.
Bounces off his head.
Yeah.
Goes
So
to the
all
stands.
3 are exactly the same.
I hate that this is such bullshit that you're even like manifesting this into the world.
I mean, fact or fiction.
No,
that
we're
would be
not
great numbers for
manifesting
the
it.
show.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah, you're
manifesting. We're just
speaking it into
We're talking about his
existence
hate
right now.
watch.
The hate watch.
He wants a hate watch. All right, Max, if that exact scenario happens in 3 games, I will give you $1 million cash.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll match it.
It
I'm
has
gonna
to
match
be the ball has to be hit the exact same place 3 times in a row to end the game. 2 of them catches over the wall, 1 of them hitting a guy in the head and going over the wall.
No, thank you.
$2 million cash.
If I had the choice,
Imagine if we get to what if we get to game 3 and it happened in game 1 and 2 and Max is just rooting for it and it doesn't hit him in the head.
Max, you have to tell us right now. Do you accept it? Do you accept the $2 million?
I do not accept the $2 million.
Okay, $5 million.
Okay, if five, I'll take the 5.
Okay,
You're a
all
fucking
right.
moron for not accepting $2 million. If you, where's
just
your
got
price?
5.
Like 4.5?
He just got 5.
I just got 5, so how am I a moron?
Yeah, good job.
I mean,
good negotiating.
In that moment, I still will be like, I want this ball to be a home run for sure.
What you mean? Yeah, of course.
Like,
Yeah, of course.
If it got to that third game and it was like you either get $5 million or the walk-off home run in my favor, I would take the walk-off home run. Although
Listen,
that's impossible.
if this happens,
Whatever.
this clip we'll just market ourselves as fortune tellers, and it will pay for itself. This clip be more than $5 million. All right, PFT finishes off with the WNBA report.
All right, so here's the news. I think I was right about this. So Nafisa Collier is the head of the WNBPA. That's the WNBA Players Association. She's the player rep. She met with the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, called her negligent. Kathy Engelbert fired back at her, made some allusions to the fact that the young players, instead of asking for more money, should be happy with the sponsorship deals that the league brings into them, to which Nafisa Collier, or apparently Fee, as she's called, made that statement publicly known to the rest of her, to all the other player reps, and they all agreed with her, like, this lady Kathy Engelbert is full of shit. We got your back, Fee. Paige Buchers posted a story on Instagram that said Queen Fee, and it was a picture of Nafisa Collier. And Elena Del Dunn posted on Instagram as well, and she said, "It's the care for the human part for me. I'm still not sure if Kathy knows I retired."
Oh,
So yeah, they don't like. Bottom line is they hate Kathy. Kathy, you got to get out of town.
EDD's my goat.
EDD's great.
Yeah.
I'm a Paige Bucher guy. I'm a PB guy.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, so we got some tumultuous things happening.
So yeah, I guess are we an anti-Kathy podcast?
Yeah. No, fuck Kathy. Fuck Kathy. Fuck her. She's a bitch.
And the horse she rode in on.
Yeah. No, I don't like her. Yeah. Yeah. There we go, Zach. Hater.
Zach, what are your thoughts regarding Kathy?
Out on Kathy.
If the WNBA wants to pay us a ton of money to say pro WNBA things, we will accept.
Yeah, I'll switch up real quick.
Yeah, real
Shout
fast.
out Kathy.
But as of right, exactly. Hey, Kathy, you hear that? Hear what Zach just did? That's a little preview of what we can do for you. Pay up.
Mhm.
All right. Let's kick it to ourselves in studio. Great rest of the show. It is brought to you by DraftKings. NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? There's over 100 years of TDs to pick from. For me, it's the next one because DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. DraftKings Sportsbook delivers the unmatched intensity of the NFL right to your fingertips, from first touchdown score to anytime TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting. Every snap is loaded with opportunity. Here's the best part. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. I'm going to look real quick. Thursday Night Football, we got the Rams, we got the 49ers. I'm just going to look at the TD markets, and I'll say Puka at plus 100, maybe Puka 2 touchdowns at plus 650. I also like, ooh, yeah, Tyler Higbee maybe. There's a lot there. DraftKings Sportsbook, your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Boys, 2 bad Monday Night Football games equals, I don't know. I was thinking maybe 1 good game, but it really doesn't. It actually like almost goes the other direction where it's like 3 bad games because it was such a bummer watching Monday Night Football doubleheader.
Yeah, if you're going to have 2 bad games, I would like for one to be so bad that it turns good.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of 2 bad games that were bad.
Yeah.
They were boring bad. We learned something last night.
Okay.
Joe Burrow might be the best athlete to ever play sports.
Okay. Yeah. So,
I was going to say, like, Joe Burrow for MVP. I've heard people say that. I think it goes past that.
yeah, so let's start with that game. The big takeaway from that game, well, there's 2 takeaways in my opinion. One is the Broncos needed that game. Bo Nix back on track. That was the Broncos' offensive output that they were hoping for in the first 3 weeks. They looked sensational. Their defense looked awesome.
Sean Payton got his first 100-yard rusher out in Denver.
Yep. So it was like basically everything worked for the Broncos. It was a no-doubter. And like I said, Bo Nix, like, getting a little comfortable. Cortland Sutton's really fucking good. I mean, they have guys everywhere. It feels like the Broncos have a ton of team speed.
Do they have guys at every level?
They do.
Think about all the levels they got. Offensive line, I'd say, what's his name? Quinn Miners?
Yep.
That's a guy at that level.
Yep.
They got a guy at the receiver level. Maybe they might have 2 because they've got a great blocking receiver too. What's that guy's name? Young guy. Threw a great block. Anyways, he's great. Then they've got maybe 2 guys at the running back level.
Yep.
And they've got Bo Nix at the quarterback level. And then we can talk about their defense just being awesome.
Their defense is awesome. Their defensive line gets after the passer. Their secondary is awesome. The Broncos, this was the game they needed.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, we got to figure out the Bengals situation. We cannot watch more primetime games with these Bengals. The Bengals right now, in the last 2 games, they've had 22 drives on offense. 14 of those drives have ended in a punt, 5 of them in a turnover. So 19 out of 22 drives their last 2 games have been a turnover or a punt. That is so bad, and it is so depressing, and it's hard to watch T. Higgins and Jamar Chase be like, what are we doing? And they can't get the ball out, and they can't do anything.
Here's a crazy stat. Did you know that the Bengals have been outscored 14-13 when they're on offense in the last 2 weeks?
Because Isaiah Rodgers.
Because Isaiah Rodgers had 2 2 returns for touchdowns.
It's
their
brutal to watch.
offense is down 13-14 against opposing teams' defenses over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's very, very brutal to watch, and we have more Bengals primetime games coming up. We need Jameis so badly. It does feel like this was also like I don't know. I was like, oh yeah, the Bengals are 2-0. Joe Burrow's hurt. Yeah, he's going to be out for a long time, but maybe they can tread water. I no longer think they can tread water.
Oh, I think the rest of the team, it's not just Jake Browning. I think the entire team knows that we're fucked here and we can't come back from this.
Hot seat, Zach Taylor?
It's maybe because the team didn't look like they were giving any effort at all last night. So I looked it up. Here's how bad the situation is, Big Cat, for the national TV audience. So this is why it impacts you at home.
By the way, Troy Franklin, I think, was the guy.
Yeah, great blocker.
Yeah.
National audience, you're going to be subjected to so much Bengals over the next month and a half. This impacts you at home, even if you're not a Bengals fan, because
This is a PSA.
This is a PSA. Next 2 weeks, they've got the Lions and the Packers. That's going to be the 4:30 time slot, so the national game.
Okay.
Then Thursday Night Football against the Steelers.
Oh.
Then they're going to have a Thanksgiving game, and then they go back to the national game 4:30 against the Bills, then Sunday Night Football against the Dolphins.
Oh, they have the Thanksgiving night game?
This is going to tear families apart.
We need Jameis.
If you weren't in an argument with your uncle already on Thanksgiving, you will be in an argument with him by the time this game's over because everyone's going to be pissed off. And if you look at the quarterback situation there, they've got Jake Browning, Mike White, Brett Rippon, Sean Clifford. There's a common thread between all those guys. They're cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Combined, they cost $2.1 million against the cap. Jameis makes $3 million for, in theory, a third-string quarterback. Mike Brown does not want to pay a backup quarterback, a third-option quarterback, $3 million.
Could we do a GoFundMe?
That's what I put out on Twitter last night.
Yeah.
I think that we can do a GoFundMe and at least maybe make up the difference between what their combined backups make and what he's going to have to pay Jameis Winston, if Mike Brown would be open to that.
Yeah.
Because it's a national emergency.
And their offensive line obviously is bad, so it's going to be tough for any quarterback that plays in Cincinnati, but at least Jameis is going to sling it. At least he's going to throw it.
He's going to throw it, and it's going to be fun. And the problem is, like, Jamar Chase is checked out right now.
Yeah, rightfully so. It was frustrating watching there was a couple deep shots early that were missed, and then just not being able to get the ball out. It's really bad.
To the Broncos' credit, they did play. They've got a great secondary, and so whether it was Riley Moss or if it was Surtain that was on Jamar Chase, it didn't look like there was a lot of separation going on across the board. But still, you gotta at least make us want to watch these primetime games.
Yeah, the Bengals. And I agree. Like the Broncos, that was a statement win. I know the Bengals are bad, but they needed that, and like it feels like the Broncos are back on track 2-2. So in the last 2 games, the Bengals have lost by 25 points, plus points, had under 200 total yards, had under 60 rushing yards, been outrushed by 100-plus yards, and taken 3 sacks. No other NFL team has done that combo in back-to-back games in the Super Bowl era, which it sounds like, oh, that's a lot of stuff you just listed, but still, it's basically a lot of stuff being like they're really, really bad, and there have been a lot of really, really bad teams. But they are historically bad in the last 2 games.
Very, very bad.
Very, very bad. Bummer to watch. Other game, Jets-Dolphins. Let's start with the Dolphins. Dolphins, I got to give credit to them. First of all, kind of liked their jerseys.
Yeah.
Like they were kind of in that realm of not real NFL jerseys, like 2K. A teenager came up with them in an alternate world, but I kind of liked them.
Well, it's a hack for NFL teams. If you have jerseys that you're sick of looking at, just make them look as much like the Steelers as possible.
Right.
And then you'll be like, oh, maybe our defense is good now.
Yeah, they kind of pop for a night game. And I will give the Dolphins credit. They are fighting for that. I had them as my bad vibes team. Their vibes are okay because they fought hard against the Bills. They beat the Jets. Tyreek Hill goes out. He's going to be out for the year and maybe even longer. He was maybe happy. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, he does look like he's pumped to not be playing for the Dolphins anymore.
Yeah.
But then I thought more about it, and he like dislocated his knee, tore everything. Probably a lot of weird chemicals and emotions going through his brain at that time. That was actually him, I think, being a good teammate.
Yeah.
He was like trying to pump his boys up. Mike McDaniel after the game said that Tyreek said, like, go out there and get this win for me. Which if my knee got destroyed like that, I would be like, fuck all you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Tyreek Hill a better football player with one leg than person? Yeah, probably, right. It was funny. I was noticing when he got hurt, you know when a guy gets really badly hurt in a primetime game and there's a lot of, oh, man, I feel so bad for him. Oh, that's so brutal. It was more just, damn, that leg looked bad.
Yeah.
That was kind of all. It wasn't like, oh, man, poor Tyreek. It was just that was a nasty injury.
I think
statement of fact.
What I'm concerned about, he needs to get back in time for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be a problem in flag football.
And he is a fun player to watch, so it is a bummer in that respect. But yeah, the Dolphins, they're fighting.
They were back on their swaggy shit too. They had Tua do the behind the back right-handed pass.
Yep.
Tua might be right-handed.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway from that because that was a sick pass.
Why are we like? Can we just enjoy because that happened and it was only a 6-yard gain? Everyone's like, all that for a 6-yard gain? Come on, it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's fun. That was a cool play. Yeah. Mike McDaniel's got a little swag back. He's emptying he's going down with a fight. It's you don't want to see teams quit in September, and the Dolphins haven't quit.
There was a funny moment after the game. I've seen all the clips from pretty much any coach that wins in the NFL. Their locker room speech goes viral after the fact because they're all like really, really happy that they won an NFL game. And then they showed Mike McDaniel last night after the game. He was like, I think in this room it's a better feeling today than we've had this year before today, huh? Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, yeah, okay, yeah,
oh,
sure,
yeah,
sure
coach, yeah. And they have the Panthers next, so watch out.
Watch out for the Dolphins.
Hot.
Yeah,
the Dolphins get hot to 2-3. The other side, the Jets. Memes. That was a tough watch.
It was a tough watch. The game was pretty much over after the first drive.
Braylon Allen.
You thought they were going to do man football the entire game, and then they just fumbled and the game was over.
I was enthused watching that first drive up until Braylon Allen's fumble, where I was like, oh, the Jets have figured out they're just going to be a service academy.
Yeah.
And they're just going to run it down their throat.
Yeah, and then the wheels just fell off from there.
I think Orlovsky said at the time, like, I just wouldn't throw the ball if I was the Jets. I would keep doing that. And then the Jets proceeded to pass the ball on like 3 of the next 4 plays, and it didn't go well.
Yeah, they were averaging 8 yards per carry in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and Justin Fields' stat line isn't that bad, but everyone who watched the game.
No, he didn't play that bad. The worst thing he did was just the pre-snap penalties, and then it was just a million of them, and then it just killed him in the end.
And it felt like he didn't throw the ball until they were down a lot, and not that it was garbage time because they ended up losing only by 6, but that first half it was like they're not even going to try to throw.
No, and I didn't understand that at all. If your career is on the line, I don't know why you're just not nonstop throwing it. Throw a million interceptions. Who gives a fuck?
I agree.
You're talking about Aaron Glenn or Justin Fields?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Yeah, I mean Garrett Wilson is awesome. He should have gotten the first touchdown with the OPI. Yeah. Then he got another one that was awesome. Breece Hall kind of put it perfectly. He said, teams shoot themselves in the foot, then we come back and shoot ourselves in the head.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's talking about there was a fair catch punt at the 2-yard line. Rare to see.
It was exciting.
It was exciting.
Because it was one of those, did they just do that moments right afterwards? Like, I can't believe that. It has to be a pretty bad fuck-up around the goal line to make Dan Orlovsky say, this guy has no idea where he's on the field.
Yeah.
Like, that's new ground that we're breaking.
Memes, where are we at overall? Can I share some of the things? I love your 2-year plan. Memes has a 2-year plan. Do you guys want to hear Memes' 2-year plan?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a really good 2-year plan.
Am I saying the 2-year plan, or are you saying the 2-year plan?
No, you say the 2-year plan.
So the 2-year plan going into last night's game, if they won, which they didn't.
Wait, your entire 2-year long-term plan was based on the outcome of one game.
That's the ultimate gateway.
Okay.
Game.
Yeah,
right.
it was the ultimate gateway game.
All right.
But after last night's game, I don't think they're going to win a game. I think they're going to go.
I think they're going to win a game.
Yeah, they're going to win.
They're going to win a game.
That team did not look like they could win a game.
Okay.
But this year you're going to be picking top 5, probably top 3.
Okay.
Next year's schedule is insanely hard, so you're punting on next year. So you draft all defense next year.
Wait, how do you know next year's schedule is going to be insanely hard?
They have your next opponents for like the next 3 years.
But you guys are going to, if you're as bad as you say that you're going to be, you're going to have a last place schedule.
No, but you still have to play the NFC North and you AFC West.
Yeah, but you don't know who's going to be good.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
know
8
injuries,
losses.
trades. Okay. So continue with your 2-year plan.
So you draft all defense this year. Then the next year you draft a quarterback.
So every pick on defense.
Every pick on defense. The defense is historically bad.
So if you're picking top 3, and let's just say, I don't know, Arch Manning.
Not Arch.
No.
Dante
No?
Moore.
Pass.
Okay.
Allen.
Eric Nussmeier.
Now, if they fall to the second round, I just wouldn't waste another first-round pick on a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all defense this year, then all offense.
But, like, you
combine
have the
it.
offensive line in place. You have Garrett Wilson. You need wide receiver 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Mason Taylor looked good last night.
So, also, by the way, what a flex for Jason Taylor to go to a football game in his gold jacket.
Yeah.
That was a nice move. And people are just way too fast to try to find their next Coldplay moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was his wife.
That's his wife.
His wife was sitting on his lap.
Right.
But the internet is so hungry to ruin someone's life. They're like, oh my God, Jason Taylor. All right, so 2-year plan, all defense, then all offense, then win.
Yeah, trade anybody worth anything. I feel bad for guys like Quentin Williams, been on the team forever, and they just can't figure it out.
Yeah. You would not trade Garrett Wilson.
Would not trade Garrett
He's a
Wilson.
stud. Would you trade Breece Hall?
I don't want to, but I think you have to.
Okay. What about coach?
I'm rooting for him.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Okay.
Good answer. Good answer.
So last week you said you wanted him fired if he gave up 28 points to the Bucks. Now you're rooting for him.
Well, no, I've always been rooting for him.
No, that's the they're just kids tweet.
Yeah.
When you say I'm rooting for him, the parentheses is I want him fired. He's a joke.
Yeah, and we have an irrational owner who's just will fire him at any point in time.
That is
Yeah.
true. You always have to be on the lookout for that. Okay. If you woke up tomorrow morning, Aaron Glenn was fired, what's your initial reaction?
Disappointed.
Okay.
Because like so I saw a tweet today that Robert Saleh's defense his first year was also historically bad.
Okay.
So it does take time to get that figured out, but I don't know. It's just been 15 years of shit.
It would be absurd to fire him right now.
It'd be absurd.
Absurd. You can't even entertain those thoughts. You can't put that into the universe.
I was on a text chain with memes last night. It got dark, and rightfully so. Can I share one thing that made me chuckle a little, but it also like tells you exactly where Jets fans are?
Trust tree.
Trust tree's
trust tree.
broken. The
Trust tree. All right,
is
I'm not going to say
broken.
meme said it. I'm going to say someone else said it.
We have a group chat.
There was-
me,
It's
Mac,
literally called the trust tree.
It is
me,
the
Mac,
trust
Big
tree.
Cat, and two other Jet fans that work here.
All
It's
right.
just trust tree.
This was said. I'm not saying who said it, but it did make me chuckle a little because it's like this is how NFL fans work. Someone said, "I have one more rebuild in me, and then I'm just going to be a casual fan." And I was like, "That's the most like that's the darkest thought." Being like, "I'm giving you one more chance to rebuild this team," knowing full well that that's not going to happen. You're going to still live and die with the Jets. I'm not going to say who said this, but
I said that.
it was very funny. I laughed because I was just like just being like, got one more, like you could do this one more time, Jets. You could rebuild one more time.
Yeah, but by then that'll be like year 18 of a playoff drought.
Right.
Like how many more rebuilds could you do?
That's the thing about the NFL is right when you're sick of rebuilds, your owner will hire some coach that'll make you insanely excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then the screenshots come out of every single past coach just doing that same dumb face on the sideline being like, what did I sign up for?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a spin zone for you, memes. I shared this on Wake Up Barstool, so I was looking at it last night. If the history of the entire planet, so Earth, was a 24-hour day, human beings didn't arrive on Earth. Human beings weren't human beings until, so it's 24 hours. Human beings weren't human beings until 11:58 and 43 seconds. Do you understand that?
No, but continue.
So all of Earth, I'm saying the whole history of Earth, human beings have only been around for that small part, a minute and whatever it is, 17 seconds, the last very piece. That's how long Earth has been around. Your life, if you live to 100, is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second in this 24-hour day. It all doesn't matter, dude. It's like there's been so much shit that's happened on planet Earth, and there's going to be so much shit that happens. Who fucking cares? Think of how small we are.
That's a good point, but
Yeah, we're nothing. We're all nothing.
winning a football game.
I know,
Yeah.
but we're all nothing. I'm just trying to think big picture here. We're all nothing. Does that? Do you understand how small that is? A minute and human beings showed up a minute and 17 seconds left in the 24-hour day. That's how much Earth history has happened before that. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's
but
wild.
the euphoria of winning a football game.
I
just-
agree.
It's
I
good.
agree.
It's also hard to squeeze that many penalty flags into a fraction of a fraction of a fraction
There's
of a
so,
fraction of a
there's
second.
so many
Really,
penalty
Yeah,
flags.
it's all penalties.
Yeah, and didn't your coach say like he didn't he hire some refs this offseason?
Yeah, he said we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah,
He said we're gonna
Okay.
put a stop to this.
I think he had refs at like every single practice because he said no more being the most penalized team. That stops now.
Yeah, and there could be some residuals of not having a coach for however long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't have a coach since week 5. It's a lot of the same guys. They probably should have cut or traded all the guys from that defense. Just you come from Dan Campbell, you gotta flush the turds.
yeah.
That's his motto.
And
Yeah,
the-
you got to flush the
The guys on the team, they played an entire season basically without a coach, and then all of a sudden they have a coach now. That's got to be weird for them too. It's like, hey, I thought we were free range football players.
Yeah. You let us just.
yeah.
I thought we were like cats that are left alone for the weekend, where you just leave the food out, and we just hang out.
Yeah, it's the Montessori football,
Right.
And now all of a sudden we have to have a teacher that we call teacher.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah,
You didn't tell us there were rules.
we used to not have homework.
Yeah.
Class used to be outside.
This is it's Will Ferrell and Step Brothers being like, this house is a prison.
Yeah,
You don't let me watch Cops anymore. What the fuck, Aaron Glenn?
Now the other side of it, it was it was a terrible officiated game.
It was.
There was penalties they just weren't calling on the Dolphins.
The late hit on Justin Fields in I think it was the third or fourth quarter was egregious. It was like he slid and then someone just jumped on him.
Yeah, there was one with I think that was Jeremy Ruckert.
Oh.
They jumped on him 5 seconds after, and then
Yeah.
there was a penalty on the Jets for a hold as Joe Tippmann's helmet was getting ripped off, like a clear hands to the face. Like you can't like they lost the game,
Yeah,
but
it's bad.
you can complain about the refs. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
a terrible officiated game.
that offensive pass interference was dog shit. That was
Yeah.
bad. That happens every single play in the NFL.
Where are you at with Justin Fields? Just let him just fuck it, dude. Who cares? Just fucking run around and throw it. Like it's not going to work, but you just might as well make fun football. I mean, the run was fun.
The run was
touchdown
fun.
run.
If Justin Fields had Jameis's brain, it would be like the greatest watch of all time.
Where he has no
Just let it fly.
Yeah, right. He just fucking grip it and rip it.
Yeah, otherwise, like you're gonna be a career backup. Just let it fly.
And not a bad backup to have. He's just not a starter, really.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great backup.
Yeah,
I'd rather
I think
watch
he's got
him
a
than
long
Tyrod.
career
Because like
yeah.
you can't really prepare for Justin Fields the good stuff that he does.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of bullshit that Darren Waller just beat you guys, right? Like that was he had 12 games with the Giants and scored 1 touchdown. He had 1 game with the Dolphins and scored 2 touchdowns. He's back.
He looked good.
Yeah, he did look good. All right. I'm sorry, memes.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little piece in knowing that it is what it is, right? This season, at least.
Yeah, but this is like the easiest schedule they've ever had.
Yeah.
So-
Maybe you will win some games.
Let's find your win.
I'm looking at it right. Wait, is that their schedule right there? Yeah. They have the Cowboys. That's a coin flip. Broncos probably a loss. Panthers is a coin flip. Bengals is a coin flip.
Yeah, you can
Browns is a coin
Memes.
flip.
You can beat the Bengals.
Patriots.
They just gotta get the penalties figured out.
Yeah.
And the
Saints.
Braylon Allen going out was also a
Memes.
problem.
You guys might make the playoffs. I'm looking at this schedule, dude.
Stop.
Don't do
Get
that.
hot. All right,
Don't
fine.
do
That was
this.
too
Don't
far.
do
That
this.
was too far.
They
I
have
think-
to win a game. If they win
We
a
finally
game-
got his expectations where they need to be.
If
and
they
you're just
win-
trying to bring him back.
No, because I don't want him to get. It sucks giving. I've been here before. It sucks in September being like season's already over.
It's a fucked up situation for memes because best case scenario for him is actually now his worst case scenario. Because I think your best case scenario is you end with 6 wins, 7 wins. Very best case scenario, right?
Yeah,
that would-
that's best case scenario.
but that
Worst
would-
case scenario is 0-17, then you have to fire everybody again.
But if you end with like 7 wins, that's actually the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so it's a bad place to be.
Hank, you want to hop in here and pump up memes a little?
No, they have no shot at making the playoffs. You guys are being mean.
No, we're not. We're trying to pump them up a little bit.
I'm realistic.
Yeah. The playoff thing was wrong, but I think they're going to win some games. I don't think they're not going to
rebuild. You don't want to win games.
No, yeah, I know, but I do think they're
So-
not as bad. All right, fine. They're going to lose every game.
That's
You want
good
me to
for
say
the
that?
rebuild. Yeah.
All right.
I want to win a game.
Yeah, you're going to win a game. I will. I wish I could bet it right now. It's probably terrible odds. The Jets will absolutely win a game this year.
Yeah.
Flip it, put it out there. I'll get a tattoo if they don't win a game.
Jets are going to
Will you
win.
get a tattoo, memes, if they don't win a game?
Yeah.
All right.
Jets are
PFT, will you get a tattoo? Will you match?
Yeah, because they're going to win 4 games.
Yeah.
Four games?
I'm not
Yeah.
going to say 4, but they will win a game.
4.
All right. Any other cleanup stuff? We're going to do a lot of college football talk with Brandon Walker. Some really good narrative talk coming off of a big weekend of college football. Anything else that we missed on Sunday? I would say watching back, because we do record the show on Sundays during Sunday Night Football, very weird clock management by the Packers.
Yeah.
in that final drive.
Really strange. Also, Dak Prescott looked great.
Yeah.
He looked really good.
They somehow – is CeeDee Lamb the problem?
I don't know. CeeDee Lamb was like George Pickens' biggest fan during the game.
I know.
Good vibes on the sideline.
Yeah, the Cowboys are in that camp of like very fun watch. The Cowboys should be in every like Sunday night football or Monday night football game because they don't play defense and they score.
So we're going to talk about with Brandon Walker in a little bit, but I was thinking more about the Penn State game, Penn State Oregon. Would we be thinking completely differently about Penn State if their offense was great and their defense sucked?
Yes,
I think we would, right? It'd be like a completely because their defense. Looking back on it, their defense is good, Max.
right.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
Right.
That's the difference. Is that if the offense was really good and the defense was slacking, you can convince yourself being like, oh, well, we just got to get that defense back to where it was.
right.
When it's the same exact thing as it always has been, it's hard to get that hope.
If the Penn State had a bad defense, you can reasonably tell yourself, well, the standard has always been a good defense. We'll get back there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With a bad offense, that's been the standard, and what's going to change?
If you guys lost the game 40-47, you'd be like Penn State. We're right in the thick of it.
I don't know. That's kind of what happened in the Big Ten championship though last
True,
year. So
true.
it's like
They might have broken through, though.
But you also thought last year, like, yeah, we could do it.
Hank's shaking his head. No way they broke through.
They should have went for 2.
They
They
should have
should've
gone
went for 2.
They should have gone for 2. There would have been at least a little finality to it where it's like, all right, you lose going for 2. Like, man, they were right there. It's just the way that the interception went. Man.
If you lose going for 2, James Franklin, he at least gets some credit for having some balls.
that
right?
throw. I don't know how you make that throw.
Yeah.
I don't. There was no recipe to success for that throw.
I want to call my shot with Drew Aller right now.
Okay.
What are you going to say that he's a bust?
Insurance?
No.
agent?
No, I think this man is going to have a Chase Daniel type career as a backup quarterback.
Oh.
I think this guy is grown in a lab to be a journeyman backup, very successful career, millionaire, top 0.001% of quarterback to ever play the game of football, but never be the guy's starter. But a great backup.
But the only problem with that is
Thinking more like Jake Fromm.
the only problem with that, though, PFT, is he's going to get like
Or Christian Hackenberg.
Christian Hackenberg, yeah. He's going to get like a real shot to start.
Yeah, he will.
But
Where?
if he's really bad at that
Start where?
in the NFL,
No.
I think
No.
draft scouts will like fall in love with
the traits.
size.
The Jets will take him in the second
Yeah,
round.
Hank, it is the traits. Max, that was mean. We
In the
all-
second round,
was mean.
It was mean.
Memes, you would get
That was
excited for
mean.
Drew Aller in the second
No,
round.
I'm sussy
You
for
made your
Nussy.
point when you said Christian Hackenberg. You didn't have to drive it home.
Well, that was my point.
Hank, he's a
Christian Hackenberg, good guy.
Yeah, he's a 6'5" quarterback who has a big arm. The NFL will always give a guy like that a shot.
Yeah, I guess he's bad.
They'll
Not a
always give him a
quarterback.
shot.
Yes, this man is going to be a 15-year backup.
That one throw was good.
I was thinking about
was.
this. Do you think the NFL quarterbacking would be better if we made a rule where every college quarterback has to play at least 4 years of college football?
That's a one position.
Just quarterbacks, where it's like we want to make sure. We want to really make sure there's an exclusive club to be an NFL quarterback. It's 32 spots. We're not going to just let anyone in there.
Unless you win the Heisman.
Because if he had gone last year, he would have
I like that.
gone.
I like that, Hank. You
Heisman gets you out.
You can unlock your potential.
Heisman or national championship, you're free to go.
Yeah.
Everything else, I like that a lot.
I still think the biggest problem with Penn State right now is they can't run the football. And this whole team is predicated on being able to run the football. And for some reason, Nick Singleton he's supposed to go down as one of the best running backs in Penn State history, and he's running for 2 yards a carry this year when he's been so good his entire career. It makes no sense. He's got to get going for Penn State's offense to do anything.
Yeah. What was that real? The screenshot of him Snapchatting? Was that real?
I don't know.
All
It's
right.
hard. It's hard to know.
I
think everything is real.
Also respect his game.
Drew Aller?
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Big Ten, if you're a Power 4 quarterback on a big time campus, just snapping a girl and being like, "Want to come over and suck me off?" I think that probably works.
He's a direct communicator.
Yeah,
this is a guy that's in charge of the offense.
It was a question.
Simple question. Yeah,
it was
it's not
a simple question.
He's running the spread.
He was literally asking for consent.
Yeah, right. Like, do you want to come suck me off? I don't know.
Again, we don't know. We don't know if that was him or not.
No, we have no idea.
No, we have no idea.
But if I'm saying more, if there's a hypothetical, if that is how all quarterbacks, not just Drew Aller, all quarterbacks in Power 4 programs are acting, the question is fair. To just be like, hey, practice ends at 5. Do you want to come suck me off?
Who wants to sex Matumbo?
Yeah, exactly.
I also think that saying it might not be him because who says practice ends at 5?
Yeah.
That's a little on the nose to be like, yeah, I'm a quarterback.
Yeah,
I
it's
play
probably
football.
most likely fake.
My practice is over at 5
And
today.
it's also, I'm always skeptical of one of these screenshots coming out right after a performance where everyone's mad at him because it feels like a pile-on effect. Like, oh, I can get free publicity by making this up. So I'm going to say fake Snopes.
fake, but
Snopes, the thing that used to do the fake thing?
yeah, but would be funny if true.
If true, funny, well played, but PMT Snopes rules fake.
So did you see the other news in college sports?
I have one. Did you guys talk with Brandon about Dan Lanning being
What
so
about
happy for Josh Allen?
Yes.
No,
Dan Lanning was-
not in those words.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dan Lanning is a fired up dude.
Yeah, very,
Very fired up. He's a fucking good coach.
very fired up.
Very fired up.
Really fired up.
Yeah,
Incredibly fired
Alarmingly fired up.
Well, it's a big time win.
jaw like Bill Cowher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fired up.
that guy grinds
Yes.
big time.
He snuffed out the competition.
He did.
Big time.
I thought he did a great job. Their offense threw 8 balls that were fantastic. At
Yeah.
least 8 perfect balls.
But yeah, Dan Lanning's a great coach.
They got a nose for the goal line.
Yeah. What was the other thing you were saying?
Just the update about the rules that they're going to put in place for NIL
Oh.
in Congress.
Okay.
So they're debating it right now, and some of the rules have leaked out a little bit. They're going to allow college football teams to wear sponsorship patches
Okay.
on the jerseys,
Okay.
which would be very interesting to see.
What? Okay.
What are you? I got one.
I'm thinking about what MAC school will we pay for to have PMT on it?
Kent State or Toledo.
Toledo.
Toledo, yeah.
Just get
Central
Doug's.
Michigan.
Just get Doug's.
Coach Strinkle.
I think it has to be Toledo.
It has to probably be Toledo.
has
But
to be
that
Toledo.
would rock because I don't know how much that would go for, but we could probably.
I think probably like $1 million.
What were you going to say? Grambling State?
Tramp stamp branding. the bottom of the jersey.
I love that meme.
That's good, memes.
I love that.
Yeah. What do you think? Hey, memes. What do you think about Georgia Allstate? The General?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe just emoji of sirens.
Yeah. Miami should do coke.
Maybe Georgia's just a speed limit.
Yeah. Actually, Oregon, Dan Lanning, sponsored by Coke.
Yeah.
There was another rule that says that, the conference can't prohibit jersey patches in any sport as long as they preserve roster spots, blah, 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 blah. There's another rule that says that if you get drafted in the NFL, you can say, actually, no, I'd rather not play for that team. I'll go back to college.
Oh, the Florio rule.
So, yeah, you can turn down a draft spot. I don't think it hasn't been signed into law yet, but this is the bill that is currently making its way through Congress.
I do think that will be used. I don't think it will be used in high profile, like first round stuff.
Right.
But I definitely think it would be used in like a late, like, because you know how there's
if an agent tells a guy, hey, I think I put a like second, third round grade on you. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And they get picked in the last round of the draft. I could definitely see them saying, no, I'll go back to school.
And there's some guys who, like, in the seventh, who get drafted in the seventh round, actually wish they didn't get drafted because they don't get to pick where they want to go. So if you get drafted in the seventh round, you're like, fuck it, I'll go back to school and make money.
Right. The worst spot to get drafted is, it's not Mr. Irrelevant because at least you get the parade and you get sponsorships and everyone talks about you. The guy before Mr. Irrelevant is the new Mr. Irrelevant.
Yes.
Because he has to go to one training camp and can't pick where he wants to try out.
Maybe
for the
we
NFL.
should sponsor that draft selection.
Mr. Irrelevanter?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, do we have anything else, or should we do hot seat, cool throne? Let's do some hot seat, cool throne. It is brought to you by Chevy. Football season is here. Whether you're grinding through the week or gearing up for kickoff, that's one ride that's always game ready. Chevy Silverado. The Chevy Silverado is a longtime partner, pardon my take, and our favorite truck, and it's all about grit. From job site to tailgate, Silverado lets you show up strong and tackle any task. Built for the hustle, ready for the game, Silverado is America's most dependable full-size truck. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Head to Chevy.com to learn more and build your own Chevy Silverado today. Hot Seat Cool Thrones brought to you by Body Armor. This segment is brought to you by Body Armor Flash IV. Flash IV delivers faster, longer-lasting hydration with over 2,000 milligrams of electrolytes and no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners like those other drinks. So whether you're training, traveling, or just feeling the heat, work hard, hydrate hard with Body Armor Flash IV and grab yours today at your local 7-Eleven or convenience store. Max is passing me one right now. I got the Tropical Punch Body Armor Flash IV.
I got the Blackout Berry right here.
Ooh,
really good.
So good. So hydrate hard with Body Armor Flash IV and grab yours today at your local 7-Eleven convenience store. Henry, hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is, it's basically just it's a lot of people with the NBA Media Day was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Kawhi had some weird answers. He got asked about, the investigation, everything with Steve Ballmer. Mm-hmm. Pablo Torre also came out with another updated podcast this week about more suspicious funds and like all these weird backdoor sponsorships where there's no deliverables, people are getting paid to do nothing. And Kawhi's answer was just like, it's a conspiracy.
It's clickbait.
It never happened.
He said it's
a clickbait conspiracy.
And credit to Ramona Shelbourne because she just kept asking the follow-up questions. At one point, she asked him, "What's one example of something that you did for this sponsorship?" And he was just like, "There's a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to get into the details because it's a lot of conspiracies out there about it." And she's like, "Okay, but one thing that you did to earn the $49 million or whatever." He's like, there's just a lot of people talking and they're going to get their clicks. I'm just here to play basketball. I think I need to use the word allegedly here, but he's allegedly very, very guilty of everything that Pablo Torre is accused of. Mm-hmm. And I don't clickbait. I don't really blame Kawhi.
No.
He wants to get paid money.
Yeah, I don't blame Ballmer.
And if somebody offers, listen, the Clippers have offered no-show jobs in the past to James Harden.
Yeah.
But this is it's more unfair in terms of the competitive balance if your team isn't doing this.
This is so Pablo's.
It seems like they're gonna cover. NBA's gonna cover it up because I think there's a lot of teams.
Right. So Pablo's investigation is great, and I believe it, like all the work he's done. But I also just keep having the feeling of I wish my owner did that.
Yeah.
Like I think most fans have that. It's not how could the Clippers do it? It's more like, hey, Jerry Reinsdorf, can you start paying people off the under the table?
Yeah.
And then the NBA can figure. You're right. The NBA does feel like the Clippers should. I think I said this when this first came out. The Clippers are going about this the wrong way. Like Ballmer going and defending himself, Kawhi saying clickbait. What the Clippers should do is just burn the whole fucking thing down. Just be like, this team, this team, this team. They all did it too.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking take everyone down with you, because they're not going to be able to suspend everyone, right?
Yep. I also like the fact that both Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard are going they actually conned me route.
Yeah.
And Kawhi's like, they owe me money.
I'm the victim.
I don't know. They're frauds. So I'm a victim just like anybody else in this case.
What was the most shocking? Oh, that guy's on that team now.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
I was going to say Kristaps.
Yeah.
Didn't realize he was on the Hawks.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Also, Chris Paul just looking
like Gilly.
So old.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most washed anyone's ever looked is Chris Paul. I think it's because he shaved his head fully. Yeah, that was a shocking one.
Kevin Love.
Kevin Love on
the Jazz.
Whoa.
That's weird.
He said they're going to call him Monk.
Shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Alfred Warriors, sad.
LeBron saying this may be his last media day.
Oh, of course. Wow, Kevin Love on the Jazz.
LeBron's definitely starting another league.
Got a little Greg Oster tag in him.
LeBron's starting another league?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Saudi, that's what I was going to talk about in a cool throne, but the EA Sports sold for $55 billion.
Yeah, so what happened there?
They sold for $55 billion. To
who?
To the PIF and like Jared Kushner company.
Yeah,
They're just buying that?
It's Saudi Arabia now owns EA Sports. And
$55 billion.
They're taking it private so they can do whatever they want with it.
Let me hold the bill.
So now there's going to be they are just completely sports washing everything.
Yeah, they're doing an unbelievable job.
They're trying to find every way to reach anyone under the age of 40 in America and then make them think that Saudi Arabia is a cool place.
Really cool guys.
Chill people.
Yeah. What, Hank?
$55 billion?
Yeah, paid a premium.
Who owns EA Sports? Who did own EA Sports?
I'm not
Is there
sure.
One guy who just made off with like 20 bill?
I'm not sure who actually sold it.
They've been a publicly traded company since 1990.
But I don't know who the CEO was.
The
but yeah.
largest all-cash sponsored private investment in history.
Yeah, so
Damn.
they're taking it completely private. Going to be off the stock market.
That's crazy.
And yeah, they just have enough money. And they're smart because they know that the fossil fuels that they sell, that's not going to last forever. There's only so many dead dinosaurs that they can dig up.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to diversify all their funds and make sure that they're going to be rich as fuck for the next 100 years as opposed to just the next 50 years. And there's not a lot that we can do about it.
No.
Because if they offer somebody
$55 billion.
$1 million to do a 30-minute stand-up set, they're going to do the 30-minute stand-up set.
Mm-hmm. What?
How much for a one-off pod?
We've already said we will do this pod, just personally do this pod for $100 million.
$100 million is my price for everything.
We'll take it offline and we'll just do the pod. We'll just
We
do every
got
episode.
that more than that.
No, $100 million, I will do anything.
You think we got to do more than that?
I will be
negotiate for it.
I'll be a very principled man when it comes to Saudi Arabia. I turned down some live money.
200 million? 300 million? Stop me. Where?
$55 billion? I think we could get at least a billy.
You think we get $1 billion for Barn My Take? I don't think so. But if they want to.
I mean, what'd the Kelsey brothers get? Like $200 million?
I don't know. Okay, well, hit us up. Hit our line. Although the Saudis might be mad at me.
I just know
You fucked us. You fucked us.
Fuck us.
I just know that no matter how much money they paid me, at some point I would make a joke about a journalist, and then they'd be like, okay, well, now you have to, we got to cut your throat out.
Yeah. But the money. You always get a new throat.
I mean, they could have their public beheading guy chop your pinky off.
Done. Oh, that one, 100 mil. That's fair. Pinky for 100 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your cool tone?
Also, Lonzo Ball said,
that was my cool tone.
Okay.
No, you can do it.
He just said he didn't know Cleveland had water, which relatable.
Very funny.
I like that. He didn't know it had water?
Yeah. I think he means the lake, but yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I think he knew they had water, But he said he was walking around and he saw there's a big lake right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on his side on that.
I remember the first time when we went to Wisconsin and we were like looking at the lake, and I was like, and you're like,
You mean Madison?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, yeah, it's not the ocean.
I drove through Cleveland once, and I like spent the night there driving from the East Coast to Chicago, and I like stayed on like a hotel on the lake, and I was like, Cleveland's a lot nicer than people say. Like it looks nice.
Great Lakes are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
On
great.
fire. My cool throne is New York baseball teams inexplicably keeping their manager after a bad year.
Oh.
Why would
The
happen?
Mets are sticking with their guy,
Oh.
Carlos Mendoza.
Okay.
Memes, not to pile on, but what'd you think about Steve Cohen tweeting like, sorry?
It's fine. The thing I don't like is that graphic.
Which one?
Thank you, fans.
Oh, that was the one.
That's-
Yeah.
Like,
Come on. You got to know your market. Like the thank you fans is something that you can put out in like Kansas City or Colorado.
And there's a bunch of fans cheering.
You can't do that for New Yorkers. They're gonna fucking freak out, which rightfully so. Okay, good job. PFT.
Well, Hank took 2 of mine.
Yeah.
Good job, Hank. So I'm just going to do my cool throne.
Okay.
Cool throne is ice cream
Sure.
because Cincinnati is Raiders ice cream. It came out with Cincinnati chili flavored ice cream.
Nope.
And I'm going to try to get them to send some soft serve. to
Nope.
the
We're not
office.
putting that in the machine.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
I think
Not putting that in the machine.
I think
Zach, we're not putting that in
if
the
the
machine.
Reds win
Won't do it.
if the Reds win the World Series, it goes in the soft
All right,
serve.
fine.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right.
And if they don't win the World Series, you got to put chili. You got to boof chili.
You have to make your own chili ice cream.
You got to put it up your butt.
I got
a butt funnel.
Butt funnel chili.
Butt funnel chili.
I actually think that chili might not be the worst thing to butt funnel.
I guess.
Done.
Poison.
If you had to choose a food, I think that chili is top 3 for what you'd have to butt funnel.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Yeah.
see where you're coming on that.
It'd be so hot.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no,
I wouldn't like heat it up before.
I don't know, chili. What you're gonna eat? You're gonna eat
Chili's almost
cold
done.
chili?
Chili's almost done. Hang on.
Yeah.
No, I think you heat it up to 98.6 degrees body temperature, and the consistency of it. It's like that mashed potatoes. No, probably that would get stuck.
Heating it up to 90.8.6, that's hot.
That's body temperature.
Yeah, but that would be hot.
I think you
It
wouldn't.
would be hot to touch.
No, I think you wouldn't even feel it.
No, definitely not. What are you talking about?
No, yeah. Now that I'm thinking, about it,
98.6 degrees. If you have a cup of water that's 98.6 degrees, that's hot water.
that would be the exact same sensation as like actually getting fucked in your butt.
Yes, that's a hot.
Let's heat this up to skin temperature so it feels nice.
Yeah. Think about when it's 98 degrees out. You're not like, oh, this is the perfect temperature.
Yeah. No, I think like probably upper 70s when you get in the ocean.
Yeah.
The Caribbean Ocean.
98 degrees getting in the ocean. It's like, it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, I'm excited about playoff baseball. The Reds, they got a tough task
Yeah.
going to LA.
Yeah. All right. My hot seat is Rory. Rory's getting kind of dragged a little bit because of he had some comments about the fans, and then obviously he was chirping the Bryson DeChambeau, that whole video that went out. Also, he tried to get a fan kicked out. The fan did use a slur. Where do you guys stand on Rory? Was he soft? Because it is a little bit. There was a lot of the fans were brutal. The fans were bad. I feel like you can't be like the fans are bad, but also be screaming "fuck off" to the fans, right?
Well, did they start
I mean, when you're going to like wife and personal shit.
Agreed on that.
So
Slurs.
it's like, I think you
don't
could
do
be
slurs.
like "fuck off" and then also be like they were bad.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But then, do you think there's anything to be said about him like covering up Bryson's name and like
No, I think
petty?
that's what we like, isn't it?
I like it, but I'm saying he also was like, you guys went too far, and then he's kind of gloating going too far.
I think that
The Bryson thing is separate. The Bryson was
Okay.
like chirping him before the tournament, being like, "I hope we play," yada yada yada.
yeah.
So
Okay.
him going up like that's Bryson took not shots, but was like, coming at him a little bit before the Ryder Cup. So it was like a fair, especially with the Pinehurst stuff. It's like a fair. I didn't think that was just like he happened to be standing over him. Was like, oh, look at this.
Okay.
I think that you can say fuck off.
To the victors go the spoils. I think it's like
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I agree with that
you can-
100%. But he also was like very sanctimonious of like, this is too. everyone went too far.
You can
They
fight.
did though.
You can fight fire with fire,
Right?
and
Yeah.
you can fire back at them with the same things that they hit you with. But if someone hits you with a slur, you can't go back at them.
Right.
Like the only thing that you can do is be like, "Hey, that guy's saying slurs."
Yeah, the wife
Was it an
stuff
anti-Irish slur or what?
No, it was a it was a pro English cigarette slur.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Rory probably can't,
No.
or he could and just be like, "I'm talking about." cigarettes."
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of all this cigarette smoke. Get all these cigarettes out of here.
I'm not the biggest Rory fan, but yeah, I mean he does get to celebrate anyone when he wants.
He also had the best year of all time. It's like tough to,
Well, Scotty.
I think I'd take Rory's year.
You would?
What? Scotty
Yeah.
won everything.
Rory won the Masters, the Players, won at Pebble.
What did Scotty win?
But he hit the career grand slam too. That's
Yeah,
That's
but
and he
what
won.
Scotty-
And he won an away Ryder Cup, which
Okay. I don't really count the Ryder Cup as anything because we lost.
Exhibition.
I will say, so my cool throne is, this is actually I have double hot seat. It's me, and I need your help, Hank, because I did tweet out on Monday morning. It was hard for me to hate the European team because I saw the clip of them in the bus when they were doing the song.
No.
Europe's on fire.
USA is terrified.
Europe's on fire.
USA is terrified.
They're so good at chants. I love Tommy Fleetwood. I don't think I have. It goes back to what we were saying on Sunday. Like the European team feels like they're just like best friends, and Team USA never has that vibe. And I don't know. I can't hate them that much.
You know what sucked is the fact that we were favored going into this Ryder Cup. I think it'd be way easier to be like. It's always easy to root for the U.S. if they're underdogs.
Yeah.
Right.
But the U.S.
Yeah, but
never be underdogs.
But it makes people root. Like we love an underdog story.
Yeah.
If Europe. And they probably should have been favored going to this Ryder Cup. If they were favored, I think everybody would have been like, it would be way easier to get behind the U.S. guys, even the ones you don't really like that much.
They were just favored because everyone wants to bet on the U.S., right?
No, it's home.
Yeah,
Teams don't
it's
lose
really
the Ryder
hard.
Cup at home,
Yeah.
except for the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Europe's on fire.
USA is terrified. Europe's on fire. USA is terrified. No.
Who wrote that song? Gubbles?
It's Freed from Desire by. I'm ashamed to say that I did listen to it. I mean, it's just when
that song is
when you have an awesome song and everyone's partying and on a bus and the vibes are the highest they could possibly be. It's really hard. Freed from Desire by Gala.
Who gets the Ryder Cup? Do they share it? Do they pass it around?
I don't know. They also do.
You get a day with it?
Happy birthday to Frankie Fleetwood. That was awesome.
I did not see
the
that.
whole fucking team.
Yeah.
Singing happy birthday to him. All right. Here I'll come back with one thing to say.
They all live in America.
That and it's Sepp Straka, that's not fair. You have a southern accent.
Yeah. He's a Georgia
When I
guy.
heard him talk, I was just like, this is crazy.
He's a Georgia guy. Although I like what his friends said about him because he grew up saying he was 50% Austrian, 50% American. They're like, no, Sepp, no, you're 100% Austrian and you're 100% American.
Yeah. I guess the name, I can't even get back. I can't
He even
get back
looks-
to that. The Sepp Straka name.
He even looks like an American.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't. Do you agree with me, Hank? Like it's hard to hate the European team.
Yeah. No.
Who's
they're all-
hateable?
I think you can hate Rory.
I don't like Rory, but at the rest of the team, it's like I don't really have an opinion, and I love Tommy Fleetwood.
I like a lot of those.
And I like
Yeah.
Justin Rose.
I like Hatton.
Like Justin Rose walking in that putt was the most badass thing ever.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, Hatton, Lowry, those guys are just
They're good. Yeah.
fuck.
John Rahm,
John Rahm, I like John Rahm. Damn it.
Patrick, recurring guest.
It just feels like we're meant to hate these guys, and it's like it's not like USA Canada when we play in like the Olympics in hockey, where it's like I'm gonna fucking I really feel some kind of way. I don't know. It's just I guess I gotta find a way to get some hate up for the golfers.
Why don't they ever do scramble in the Ryder Cup?
That'd be so sick.
Because it would just be a birdie.
Yeah,
It already was. Keegan fucked up the course.
Scramble would not be fun.
Shane Bacon, I saw our friend Shane Bacon was doing his show CBS on golf, and he was like, that was the worst course setup ever. It was like the least exciting golf because everyone just got birdies and everyone could hit every single shot.
Yeah.
Like they were spinning balls off the rough, shit like that. Just crazy. So we fucked up. Zach, hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat this week is I'm going to have to put myself in the hot seat. This morning I may have committed like a Cardinal coworker sin by mistake.
Oh, boy.
Which is not good, and I would like to apologize to a few people.
Microwave fish.
It's I did not do that. That is also a sin. Nobody should microwave fish. But I got here around 8:15 this morning. I was excited to start the day. I was like, we're going to have a good show, good day. Put my stuff down, go out. I'm like, all right, we'll get the ice cream situation situated early. We'll get everything flipped, all the cones stocked, and then as soon as I'm on the other side of the court, getting the machine down, truck siren goes off across the building, and I instantly knew that it was one of the several alarms that I set on my phone. and like there's people at desks trying to get early work done, trying to get dialed, and I couldn't have sprinted faster to the other side. They were outwardly understanding, but I know I just ruined many mornings.
Wait, so it was at your desk?
I left the phone here, and then I was the furthest you can be from this corner desk.
Your desk is like right by where a lot of people are working. Can we
Working
hear
very hard.
Can we hear the phone alarm?
I can play it.
Also, what time was this?
This was 8:15.
Okay.
So like the people working are just dialed in. There's not many people moving and shaking.
And everyone looks over because that's very clearly an alarm that you set to wake up in the morning.
And it takes you 15 seconds to run over to turn it off.
Maybe 25. I got short legs, but I did do the best I could. I felt so bad. It was it was terrible coworker move.
Okay. Let's hear the alarm.
I'm not sure if I'll be able to. All right, maybe I can.
You just set it again for.
Oh, set it for like 11:01.
Yeah, set it for
All right.
Do your cool throne and just set it and forget it for a minute from now.
Zach, are you a set a new alarm every time guy, or are you a use your old alarms that you already have
and
repurpose them?
I just hit the button every morning, so then you just have like a list, and you hit you go down, you fly the list down all on.
Don't forget, people be mad at you.
And then you gotta turn them off when you wake up.
Turn them off.
Yeah, I think I have maybe 30 different times that are set for alarms right now. And so I just pick one that's close to whatever I need the next day.
I have just two. I just have an AM and a PM. If I nap, I'll add a PM. That's it.
Do you edit?
Yeah, I edit it every morning. I edit it every night, but I just have two alarms, and before I go to bed, I change it the AM, and then whenever I am able to catch a nap, I'll use the PM.
I don't trust one alarm. I always do like 4 or 5.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just in case.
And all my titles,
I guess I'm also different. My kids will wake me up anyway.
All my titles for alarms are like a little time capsule in the past.
Look at me.
Where I've got past memories.
Memes, that was so many alarms.
Yeah, I got like
the mics were
off. You got
to do it again. You got to do it again. It did scare me a little bit though.
Yeah, look. I just have 2 alarms. AM and PM. Memes, that was like 1,000 alarms.
How many memes do you have more than this? I think I have like 40.
No, he's got memes had like
So
100.
it looks like I have one every 15 minutes.
For the whole day?
Till 11:38 p.m. is the final one.
That's crazy. So you just what does that do? What?
I just always have it. Want to take a nap? You just set an alarm.
Yeah, I've got 36 different alarms. And some I very clearly gave labels to back in like 2012.
Yeah.
My most common one is just email Chestnut, because for some reason I needed to email Joey Chestnut. Like that's the 8 a.m. one, and I think I need it. Oh, there it is.
No, that's brutal, Zach.
I did that to people at their desks this morning, and
brutal.
I feel terrible. I wish I could be a one alarm guy. I just, in full transparency, I'm not there.
Yeah, someday.
Oh, I just had an alarm go off right now. Okay. I made a reminder for myself a few weeks ago. Give ceiling on Commander's season. I think you guys asked me that.
Oh, okay. So
maybe on like the 9th of September, and so I said I'd answer you at the end of the month.
So give us the ceiling.
All right. So the ceiling on the Commander's season, I think at the best, this team is going to be good enough to lose in the second round of the playoffs.
That's the ceiling.
I think that's the ceiling this year.
So the ceiling is not the NFC Championship.
I don't think so.
So you're worse this year than you were last year.
The final result of the season is going to be worse this year than it was last year.
That can't. It's one or the other because the ceiling last year was higher than the ceiling you just said. So it has to mean that you think that they're worse than they were last year.
I think we're going to be a better team by the end of the year.
Then the ceiling would have to at least be the same.
I think the ceiling is lose in the second round of the playoffs.
Then you think that they're
the
worse.
worst team.
But we get fucked by the refs.
That
We should have won.
that doesn't.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
That is worse.
It has to be worse. If you think that's the ceiling, then it has to be worse.
No. I think we're going to be better football. There's a lot of ways.
Then the ceiling is the same.
The film's going to be better.
Then the ceiling is the same.
We're going to get fucked by the refs.
Ceiling is the roof.
So officially not thinking soupy this year.
Does everyone want to do
Now, if we beat the
ceilings? Let's do
Chargers-
ceilings real quick.
If we beat the Chargers this weekend.
Ceiling. I'm happy to do ceiling.
Okay. All right.
Ceiling, NFC divisional loss.
Okay. Zach, ceiling for the Bucks. I mean,
I think second round playoff loss.
I think it could be. You got to be Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got to be Super Bowl.
Retract that.
You can say Super Bowl.
Super
You
Bowl.
could say
Yes.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Okay.
We just jumped over the NFC Championship game.
No, they just won that.
We got to go through some guys, and then we're there.
Yeah.
Straight through them. Don't even mention them.
Yeah, you are in the game with the Eagles. The Eagles obviously are Super Bowl ceiling, so you can say Super Bowl ceiling.
Yeah. Max, Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Memes,
7 seed.
7 seed.
Yeah, but
playoffs.
But the floor is
Yeah.
is dead last.
Yeah.
That's the floor.
Okay. Oh, we should do floors next.
I would like to put Super Bowl appearance asterisk.
That's your
dependent
ceiling?
on what happens Sunday night.
That's your ceiling?
I think we're going to shock the world this Sunday, and then anything's possible.
Okay.
But the asterisk, if we get smoked, then
That'd be lucrative for you.
I know.
I think wild card.
I'm not scared to support my team in my
Yeah.
in my second year quarterback, who I believe in.
Wild card loss is the Bears ceiling. That would be an incredible. That'd be an incredible season.
Be fun.
Yeah.
Max,
Floor?
the floor. I don't want to think about the floor.
Ooh. Say the floor. It's dark. You want me to go floor first?
I think the floor is second round playoff loss.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
That's what this team's
Ceiling
going
and
to
the
do
floor
this
are the
year.
same.
Write it down right now. Commanders make the second round. We might even
Is that
smoke the wild card team in the first round.
is that because Hank just kind of bullied you into that, saying that?
What? With what?
Second year.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Big Cat.
He was looking at both of
I
us.
Well, the thing about Hank is he's going to change his mind entirely in like
That's true.
4 days.
That's a fair point.
So it
That's
doesn't
fair.
matter.
He was
That's a fair
done with
point.
the season after
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
week 1. You
Hey.
literally said we're not going to go. We have no chance of winning 8 games because you lost week 1. And I do the same thing, but you can't just pretend that like you've always just been confident.
Yeah.
No, but
You
then,
said that. You're like,
then
you
your
said-
quarterback goes and has the best rating out of all the quarterbacks in week 3, and it's like, or week 4, and yeah, anything's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. You're a film guy.
Floor,
You're a
Zach.
graph guy.
If we're talking floors,
Graphs are good.
The graphs are really good.
No
I'll
injuries
give you
involved
that.
in floors. No injuries involved in floors.
okay. I think things can get dark quick for any team. So I think floors like 6 wins.
Whoa.
Like I think it can happen to
I think
any of
you're-
us at any time.
I
But-
give a higher floor.
But if there are injuries, then you can just be like, "That's my prediction for the floor did not account injury." So you can't be held account for that.
yeah.
I'll say wild card loss.
Okay.
That's the floor.
Floor.
Floor memes, 0 wins.
Max, do you see this?
Just picking first.
Pick it first.
Do you see the stat, Max?
That should be your ceiling.
That Schefter just put out.
Oh, that was mean.
That was mean.
He just said that should be your ceiling memes. Picking first.
Yeah, it's rude.
Max Schefter just said through 4 games this season, the Eagles have been outgained by 327 yards, the 4th worst margin in the NFL.
Whoa.
Here's the thing about that. I don't give a fuck.
What if you start losing though? Then you'll give a fuck, and the signs were there.
They're winning.
Okay. Your floor.
Floor, lowest of the low, worst case scenario would probably be losing one of the games to the Jets.
So you could hit your ceiling and your floor.
Yeah.
It would be the first team ever. If you win the Super Bowl but lose to the Jets.
Just make the Super Bowl.
That's ceiling and floor.
No, Hank would be the second person to ever do it because I could have potentially hit my ceiling and floor at the same time a few weeks earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. My floor, I'm going to say 4 wins. 4 wins would be the floor. I think that would be a pretty big disaster.
That's a bad floor.
That's a floor.
La floor.
That is a floor. Okay. Let's get to our interviews. We got Brandon Walker and then Lane Kiffin, and then we'll finish off with Guys on Chicks.
Before we get to Lane Kiffin, he's brought to you by Shell, where members get more rewards, more savings, and special offers with Fuel Rewards program at Shell. Fuel Rewards members can earn rewards on fuel, snacks in the convenience store, dining out at participating restaurants, shopping online at participating merchants, and more. All rewards earned will turn into savings at the pump. The more you shop, the more you earn rewards, the more you save on fuels at Shell. It's as simple as that. The more you fuel, the more you save too. And it's free to become a member. Become a new member of the Fuel Rewards program and save 10 cents per gallon on your first fill, 20 cents per gallon on your second, and 30 cents per gallon on your third. Get everyday savings afterwards. At Shell, members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. Join the Fuel Rewards program at Shell today. Visit fuelrewards.com/barstool25 for more information at participating merchants and Shell locations. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information. And this episode is also brought to you by Uber Eats, reminding fans that if football coincidentally makes you hungry, you can get game day deals on wings, burgers, beer, chips, and more all season long, all on Uber Eats. We're eating a lot of food on Sundays. We're eating some wings. We're eating burgers. We're getting it all. I ordered pizza on Uber Eats last weekend. It was fantastic. It's so simple. It's easy. You'll love being able to get all your personal favorite game day foods delivered on Uber Eats so you never miss a play. Uber Eats has deals on your favorite game day restaurants and groceries all season long. When football makes you hungry, get game day deals all season long, only on Uber Eats. And now, here's Lane Kiffin.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, 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 very special guest. He's a recurring guest. It is Coach Lane Kiffin of the Ole Miss Rebels off a big win on Saturday. First of all, congratulations, huge win. What was the vibe? I saw some of your posts on Twitter. I love that you're active. The vibe after the game, because it did feel like, I don't want to call it a breakthrough game, but maybe you can say that, like where it was like, you guys have arrived before, but this was a game that maybe had eluded you before, and then you finally win it. What was the vibe like after the game?
You know, this may surprise you. I didn't really have that vibe at all, like a breakthrough game. We had the Georgia game here a year ago where I think Georgia was 2 in the country and won that game. It's actually same announcers, so it was kind of, Molly on the sideline afterwards interviewing, it kind of like brought that back to me. But it felt like we just played like we should in a lot of areas, and we won. Yeah. We were favored in the game. So it really didn't feel like this monumental win like that, really at all. It felt like, hey, we were supposed to win. We felt good about a number of matchups in the game, and our players made a number of plays in those situations. And like the yardage was so lopsided. I think over 220 yards difference in the game and the third downs. And so outside of penalties and turnovers, there was really kind of a lopsided game that way. So it didn't have that feeling like you just win right at the end,
right,
with a field goal, or you get a bunch of breaks that go your way and happen to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after the game, I'm a big fan of your dog, at least online. Juice is a very good boy. Have you had a word with Juice for tweeting out the picture of the hat that said, Brian Kelly can't run the damn ball? I feel like Juice is putting rat poison out there.
He's young. He's only like 3.
Yeah.
So, like you can't really mature till you just mature. And he's not there yet. And in his defense, think about it. This dog's ego is so out of control. Mm-hmm. Think about it. He does the walk, the Champions Walk before, and there's 30,000 fans there yelling his name, Juice, Juice. So I worry about our players and their egos, when everybody knows them, but they're walking through with 100 other players. He's the only dog.
Yeah.
We all know his name. So that's all he knows. Like, he's got to take pictures with a bunch of fans, before the game and stuff. He gets to tee sometimes. So he really hasn't had really many humbling things in life yet to kind of ground him. So, that's why he does those things, like right after the game. I mean, come on.
Yeah. That had to make you so mad when you saw that your dog tweeted that out and you were like, come on, man, that's the last thing that I need. Please stop.
Tweet about not running the ball, Brian Kelly. Come on.
Is he in the doghouse?
No, because that's the problem. There's too many people around here that don't discipline him. I try, and then everybody's like, "Oh no, it's Juice. He's just a dog," So it kind of it's an issue. We've created a monster.
Yeah,
21 years old in dog years, though. It's he may be old enough to know better.
Yeah, 21. They don't know anything. I didn't. That's for sure.
That's a fact. I want to talk about your quarterback real quick. Trinidad. He's awesome, and he came from Ferris State. Really cool story. When you're getting a guy from a transfer portal from Ferris State, what is that process like where you're like, hey, are there question marks? Can he play at this level? Because he obviously has proven that he can, but it's got to be a little weird getting a guy from a smaller school like that and stepping up to the SEC. It's not like stepping up, one level and then going to the SEC. It's Ferris State to the SEC. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think I realized that like the first meeting we were in the quarterback meeting. In the fridge has like water, Gatorades, and everything. And he's like, "Do I need to pay for this?" Like, dude, Trinidad, it's good, man. You're gonna get a lot of stuff here. You're in the SEC on full scholarship. But I love that you just said it's a good story. I love the story. Just think about how many Division II, Division III players there are out there. And here's this kid like living the dream and making the most of it. He gets the opportunity to come here. Austin's doing really well playing, and Austin gets hurt, and he comes in and she was the national player of the year last Saturday. And so, he was going from playing in front of, 1,000 people. And so, that's such a good story for all the kids striving out there. Like, man, if I work hard, maybe I'll get my chance, like playing in Division II, instead of like, no one's going to notice me. And here this guy is to motivate so many. So, and it's such a great story. Like I said, here's this short little quarterback at Little Ole Miss, playing against Nussmeier and the mighty LSU Tigers.
Yeah,
like, what a cool story.
Yeah. And was there a moment in training camp where you're like, okay, we made the right decision. This guy can ball? Because I'm sure there was probably a small part of you that was like, we don't know. Like we see that he's really good, but it is Ferris State, and this is a different level. And was there that click moment where like, okay, yeah, no, this is going to work out. He can ball.
Yeah, he really did well in any scrimmage format. Like whenever we went in the stadium, he just kind of lit it up. Some people would kind of say, man, there's Trinidad magic going on. And so he really just made a bunch of plays, kind of had a Baker Mayfield-ish, feel to him, running around and keeping plays alive. And it's crazy, somebody in our offense, was joking. They're like, in our offensive staff, and they're like, Trinidad had more yards than he did 1 year ago, like I think this week or something, and they're like, he was playing Roosevelt College.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. It's nuts.
But it's a wonderful, like I said, story for so many people to stay motivated, whether you're at a small high school, small college, whatever it is, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this week weird for you? Is it weird having like everybody across the country talk about your daughter and your daughter's boyfriend, and then you have to answer questions to like journalists, like 55-year-old journalists being like, hey, tell me about your daughter and her boyfriend? Feels like that would be a weird position just as a human being to be in.
Yeah. The first one, a lot of them avoided it, and I remember the first one that asked me was like, hey, I know you've been getting this question all week. And I'm like, no, you're the first one. Most have avoided this.
Yeah.
That's football questions. But, I think it's great that I've been through so much in my life, ups, downs, and all that, and haven't have just actually gone through it with the E60 show and having to like recap all those things, then you're like, you get to a point where you're just like, man, things aren't really that big of a deal. Just embrace them, go with it. And I've now tried to learn to reserve judgment of a situation, like things happening. Oh, this is terrible. A firing, a breakup, a daughter dating a linebacker on the other team, all those things that you might think are terrible. You don't know. They might end up being wonderful things.
Right.
So, I got fired from USC. I thought my life was over, especially like watching that show and you're on the tarmac and everything. And look, had that not happened, I would have never got a chance to go be with Nick Saban and learn all that and all those relationships and become a much better coach. So I just embraced it, ran with it. And Whit's a great kid, great family. So I look at it as like, hey, how blessed are you that, they're in a good relationship with great people.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Be open to the universe.
Yeah.
It's good advice. Is it
everything?
Is it a recruiting violation to talk to Whit?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Good question.
I don't mean to blow the whistle on you. I was just curious.
Yeah, after I was like, hey, if you're not going to the NFL, that portal's coming open here.
But yeah, no, I actually, leading up to it, I was like, I think Lane Kiffin's the perfect guy to handle this, because you immediately took to Twitter and were having fun with it, and it's like, it's clear it's not bothering him. Everyone assumes the worst of it, and they're like, oh, he's going to be so bothered. It's like, I think he's going to be fine, and Ole Miss is going to win this game. Did you feel a little bad that the tempo, though, did make him puke?
Well, it's funny that when you just said that about Lane Kiffin's maybe the one to handle this, I was like, what's that saying? They always say God doesn't give you things you can't handle.
Yeah.
So I probably am the one coach to put that on the week of the game.
Yeah.
And be able to handle it.
Yeah. And the way you reacted, I was like, he's fine. Like, he's joking about it openly. I think you wouldn't joke about it openly if it was like a thing that shocked you. I assumed you had known for a while that she was dating him. And like, I was like, yeah, he's handling it perfectly. But the puking, that was a little mean. Shouldn't have done that type of tempo on him.
Hey, man, we got to win the game, and even though I embraced it and he's a great kid and everything, we might have increased the tempo just a little bit, like there's 50 plays in the first half, see if we can get this guy to throw up,
Yeah.
So how do you handle the week after? You guys have a season that's ramping up right now, but you're feeling pretty good about yourself. You give the guys any time off?
We're grinding right now. We got to get better, and that's just not coach speak, man. We turned the ball over, lost the turnover margin, had a ton of penalties, that kept that game closer than it would have been otherwise. So we're back to work. We do have a bye. Then that next week we'll get on to Washington State. We're actually using these 2 days to work on Georgia, so that we have some prep for that, because that's the game after it. And I have these two advanced guys that are like the best football guys ever, and they are like the biggest fans of you guys.
Oh, I love it.
They got to come say hi, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fisher Ray, Sawyer Jordan, like the key.
Oh,
to our
okay.
offensive
Yeah,
success.
good. All right, so
fellas.
we got a question for you guys, because
first time AWL, by the way.
love that,
Yep.
love that. So when PFT and I like travel to college games, we oftentimes see like NFL scouts, and they'll like be like, hey, we love listening to you. And if you guys are true football guys and you know football, why the fuck do you listen to how stupid we sound talking about football? Are there times when you're listening and you're like, God damn it, these guys are dumb?
For me, I kind of like the secondary twist on it, and I like laughing. I like it not as serious all the time.
Yeah.
So I personally enjoy it. I think you guys know ball, though. You guys are ball knowers.
A little bit.
That's a red flag that
Yeah.
you think that.
Yeah, Lane, fire him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's a great guy. Low awareness.
Yeah. I love Fisher.
Eval.
Yeah.
Fisher and Sawyer are great names for advanced scouts at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And great pickleball players. They kind of do everything.
Oh, hell yeah.
You guys should come to a game. We'll play in pickleball, staff baseball. We kind of do a lot around here.
Can the stadium handle us and Mincy at the same time? I don't think so.
We'll kick Mincy out. For you guys. Mincy.
These two want to play Mincy and John Gruden 2-on-2, man.
I love that.
That'd be a good matchup. I
Well-
would just like to see Mincy run.
Yeah. Thank you, boys, for listening. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Let's come on. Still some time.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys have any words for Brandon Walker? He's on today's show too.
We appreciate how big of a fan of the program he is. He always seems to know a lot about what's going on inside the football program.
Who's that? That's the Mississippi State guy?
Yeah.
Ask him how that game Saturday was in Neyland Stadium.
Oh. No, that was at home. That was at Mississippi State.
Okay. It was a great loss.
Yeah.
Exactly. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I see what you're saying. I get it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Tennessee fans. I think they were getting mad because faculty was selling the tickets. It is funny. You got to watch out for those guys though, seriously, because we fill people's brains with some really dumb thoughts. And you got to just make sure, like, you maybe have to put them on, like, a snap count of, like, hey, you can only listen to a couple hours this week because all of a sudden they're going to be pitching you laterals, fake punts, just all kinds of crazy shit.
We actually do listen.
Hey, PFT.
Yeah.
I'm all about the lateral, man. We need more laterals.
Yeah.
Talk to him. I've been saying for like 10 years, the future of offense is the design downfield laterals. I mean, we do the hooky ladders. That's been around for forever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like if you get a couple defenders running to make a tackle, you're going to have guys, if they're in open channels to the side, you can hit them 10 yards, take off chunk plays.
Yep.
So they have tried to sell me and Charlie Weiss, our offensive coordinator. I didn't even know that you guys talk about this. And if they think about like in 7-on-7 tournaments and the ability to lateral and keep the ball alive and the explosive plays created because everybody runs towards it and think of a new box, a way of thinking, and you'd be a much more explosive offense if you did it that way. And you would tire the defense even more because they'd have to chase you around.
Yeah.
And what it also does, it makes the guy that if you throw it to wide receiver, it makes him more likely to have a chunk play too because the other defenders are maybe a little hesitant to all swarm on that guy because they don't want to leave a guy open. If you watch a lot of rugby, that's like the number one principle of offensive rugby is to make the defenders make a commitment to one guy and then exploit the weakness.
So in a few years when we're up for some head coaching jobs,
we got
can hire you to come work for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We'll say that you're the hot name.
Perfect.
Coach, have you thought about the fake punt?
What?
The fake punt.
Fake punt.
Okay?
Yeah,
so you line up like you're about to punt.
Talk to me, Cat.
And then you line up like you're about to punt, and then you snap it to a running back like you're going to fake it, and then the running back pitches it back to the punter, and then he punts.
Okay. All right. Like
Fucks
flea
up the
flicker
coverage.
punt. Flea flicker punt.
Yes. It's a fake punt.
Okay.
Think about it.
Then we saw Ben Johnson over the weekend. He did the fake flea flicker where the running back kept it after faking the pitch. What about the fake flea flicker where he fakes the pitch, then fakes a run, then pitches it back?
And then punts.
Yep.
Pooch punt.
Ooh, like fourth down. Yeah, like quarterback.
Yeah. These are all there's some pretty cutting edge ideas that we've got. I know you're a cutting edge guy, so just think about incorporating some of them.
I hear you. I don't really punt normally, but
if you do,
if we do,
give them a different look. Make them kind of fuck them up a little bit.
Again, if there is a coach to listen to this and possibly do this, you're talking to the right one.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
We can ask you some real football questions. Like, what do you think about Paul Feinbaum running for Senate?
So then that means I don't have to deal with him anymore?
Yes.
Or maybe deal with him a lot more. I don't know. One of the two.
But not like on the interviews where, you're like interviewing with them and then he just freezes and doesn't say anything back.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
He's out of your hair.
I think Paul would be great for that.
Okay, so give him. You're endorsing him, so that's perfect.
Mitch McConnell's been doing that for years.
Yeah,
You'll freeze. Yeah.
The freeze frame on him. What is you mentioned right there, not just coach speak when you got into little coach speak. What's the telltale sign of when you're deep into coach speak and you're answering a question that you don't want to answer and you just hit him with the cliches? What's your favorite cliche to go with?
I don't do a lot of that, if you follow me. I usually just say what it is. I probably do that when it comes to injuries, because that's more like protecting competitive advantages. So that's where I kind of go back to coach speak when they're like, how's his ankle? And I'm like, they're like, will he play this week? I'm like, I really hope he plays this week.
Yeah.
And I just say that about everybody.
Yeah. We're evaluating everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It really looks like he might play this week.
Yeah.
We're taking it one day at a time. He's been very impressive with all his rehab activity. Spending a lot of time with the training staff. They're doing a great job.
Yeah. Or like my 6th year in the deep South here in Mississippi, I start to listen to these things they say down here, and they're actually way ahead of what you think. So on something like that, we have this guy, Tom Luke, who's been here forever. And I'll ask him a question, and he'll go, yeah, we might could. I'm like, might could? I'm like, what does that? Either yes or no. No, we might could. And I'm like, that's so stupid. Then after a while, I'm like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You're really not saying anything that you're held accountable. Might could.
Yeah.
You're just handing them something.
Hey, Tom, can we get this done on Friday, the day before the game? Yeah, we might could.
Yeah. He's plausible deniability. He can just be like, I never said I was going to do it. I said Mike could.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
The double maybe.
I might start doing Mike could on people.
Yeah, you do that on injury. I'm going to start doing that on injury. Hey, is Austin Simmons playing this week? Yeah, Mike could.
Yeah. You can also just say that's HIPAA. You're asking me to commit a HIPAA violation.
Yeah. Can't talk
which
about it.
that's against the law.
Then they made the SEC rule, and then you have to say something. So I think they got around that somehow.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy living in the South?
I do, and that was something that maybe right at first I was a little bit hesitant on, compared to being in Boca, coming from there, and then the beach in California before that, and so took me some time to kind of open up to seeing things differently than what I thought they should look like and what I thought I wanted, and now I love it. Yeah. I really do. It's awesome.
The hard part for me would be all the like fried food and fat, and you look great.
Yeah,
you look awesome.
Remember last time you came on and I said you look awesome, and you were like, "What?" Because you're like, "You're just commenting on my looks," but you do look awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's getting a little weird.
Yeah, no, you look great.
Nice work.
Best shape of your life.
It's kind of cooler when like the female, two guys say it's a little uncomfortable.
What? I mean, you.
Okay,
you look hot.
Okay, now it got really weird.
This is us fishing for a compliment from you.
Yeah, how do we look?
Yeah, you guys look okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right about the fried food. So yes, I do think I like to be different. It's kind of been the story of my life. I kind of like to go against the grain and be different. So I'm like probably one of the only people ever that moves from like South Florida, California to Mississippi and then loses a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
So like when like I remember being here like on a Sunday, like, hey, let's go work out. Like, whoa. Nobody works out on a Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. No one's the gyms aren't open. And so, but they're like, oh, but the buffet line is, let's go to brunch.
Yeah.
And then I noticed every meal was like dinner or supper. I think they say here, like lunches are like supper too. And so I just was like, okay, I got to go against the grain on this and just kind of get certain foods and buy into the South, but not into the food.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a very dumb question for you. Ready? This is the dumbest question you probably will ever get as a coach. You wear a visor. Have you ever thought about wearing the visor with the fake hair?
No, I have not.
Okay. Think about it. That would be awesome if you just came out with like blonde hair. It was fake blonde hair. You know the ones they sell at gas stations?
Yeah.
Would be kind of funny.
I think Doug Peterson wore those.
Yeah.
You're thinking about it right now.
I told you it was a dumb question.
In college, we went back to like Tampa, like out by St. Pete to like the beach out there area. And we were like, we're going to go to like this 80s band, like Stormbringer was their name. And we went to like the like dollar store and bought like clothes, like that would fit in down there. It's kind of like the Florida beaches, like on that side over there. And I do remember we got like the wig deal, and then we got the rat tail that you can pin on. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Think about it. What
if you did rat tail for a game?
That would be awesome.
That'd be intimidating.
Like, oh shit, it's a Lane Kiffin rat tail game. What? When did you realize you were a visor guy? Because they don't make visor guys are not like they're a different sect. Not everyone can be a visor guy. When you were officially like, yeah, you know what, I am a visor guy.
Well, when I grew up, I was always like, and this may make a little more sense now. I was like, I want to be Steve Spurrier.
Okay.
Like when I watched him and his offenses and the visor and kind of the way he would throw jabs at other coaches and teams and stuff, I was like, Steve Spurrier is the man. Like that's what I want to be. So that's where I started the visor thing and probably started some of the comments maybe of other programs too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
But I thought it was awesome because I thought the players like loved it. They're like, we want to go play for Steve Spurrier. Like he's got our back, so that's really what steered me also away from coach speak too, was just watching Coach Spurrier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You talked earlier about Nick Saban and your time that you spent with him at Alabama. Have you thought about doing a similar thing at Ole Miss? Like if a guy gets fired or a guy loses a job, whether it be college or NFL, have you thought about incorporating some of what Nick did for you for other coaches that might need to get back on the right path?
Oh, definitely. We've done that now a couple years here, and had some coaches that maybe we're going to take a year off, still on contract somewhere, and they came here, and but we've had that happen a lot. Shoot, Joe Judge came here after the Giants, and now he's our quarterback coach. And his son goes here, so we've got some good stories like that.
Yeah.
So, how often do you check the portal as a head coach? Like, do you do that like all the time?
Well, it's not open now.
Yeah, but
So
you
it's
never
not-
know if you refresh. Like maybe one sneaks through.
Yeah, what if they accidentally opened it for like a day and you missed it?
Yeah, we have people on that.
Okay.
So in the morning, when it's open, in the morning, like the stock market, like you get the update like every morning. All right, here's these 16 people that went in. There's these 2 quarterbacks. You need to go watch these guys. So yeah, we get those updates a lot.
When you're flipping a recruit, and I think you just flipped one a couple days ago, right? Cornerback.
Can't comment on that.
Okay.
Because I
Good
saw
coach speak.
Okay, I allegedly, if you were to be flipping a cornerback, like how do you try to close that deal? How much of it is pro Ole Miss versus anti, let's say hypothetically, a school that starts with the letter M?
Yeah. Okay. Hypothetically, a school that keeps beating Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would not talk about that school. I would not negatively recruit at all, not one bit, because we get negative recruit a lot. And so I always tell them like, hey, shouldn't it be a red flag if the school doesn't have enough to talk about themselves that they need to negative talk us?
Mm-hmm.
It should be a red flag to you. So I don't do anything, no matter where you're committed, any of that. And I just sell our program. And a lot of times they come to the town, they see the energy, they see the style that we play in, and then our players sell it a lot. When they talk to our players and they realize, okay, you just don't win here. You have a lot of fun doing it. And the coaches and players are really, really close here. I think that's what does it.
That's smart. That's really smart. All right, I got one last question for you, Coach. It's always great having you on. We love having you on and being a recurring guest. So, rowback question, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com, promo code TAKE. You posted after the game the quote from Brian Kelly during the week. Do you have a guy specifically that is just looking for bulletin board material for you, or are you actually seeing it and being like, okay, I'll think about that. I'll put that. I'll file that away.
No, I get like on my desk, like it just happens to be from last week, like Tuesday opponent news, and then there's all like press conferences, player interviews, things they said and stuff like, and so that was actually
right there.
Yeah, that was, and it actually made our bulletin board like on our screens during the week, like just to try to motivate guys when the other coach says, oh, we're going to keep this trophy here, we're looking forward to it. So, I put it on the big screens for everybody to see.
I'd like to offer to you, if you ever are in a week where the opposing team doesn't really give you any bulletin board material, you can text me and we will give you bulletin board material. We'll trash you guys.
Yes, planted bulletin board material.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just be like, talk up the opponent a little bit. Also, I wanted to say thank you for apologizing after the Kentucky game. Do you get in any trouble for that?
No.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the apology because I did back you guys, and I appreciated that a lot.
Yeah. I just look at things differently too. And then I feel like really bad on a serious note. Like when we perform bad and I feel like, man, I didn't coach or manage a situation or something, I'm like, that's a lot of people you're affecting.
Yeah.
A lot of people's like day, week, all the fans that drove all the way here to see and everything. So I get really down on myself about it. So I apologize.
Yeah.
I should have done better today. And so, and then I spend all off season trying to revenge that in my head of those games to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
We've already had 2 opponents, Kentucky and LSU, that we screwed up last year. We were ahead of both those games, like the whole game. Should have totally won both those games and screwed it up and didn't. So it was nice to be able, there's a lot of excitement to be able to play them the next year and be able to come out on the other side for your fans.
Yeah.
My last question, do you allow yourself to think about what the ceiling for this team is? Like, have you thought about what the ultimate goal is? Like, do you even say that, or are you like, we got to win the next game?
Yeah, I don't say any of that. There's too many variables on that. And, people decide who go to the playoffs and all those things and referees and all that. I stay in the week, in the opponent, get to 1-0. Only during the bye week do we look ahead to try to like work on opponents and stuff. But everything is about what we can control, which is practicing and trying to play really well.
Yeah. Well, Coach, really, really appreciate you giving us time. Best of luck rest of the season. We'll do this again. And, make sure that Juice, maybe stays off Twitter for a little bit. Maybe ban him for a little bit.
Okay. All right, guys. Have an awesome week. Thanks for having me.
All right. You look great. You look awesome. You look
really
hot.
Really hot.
So hot.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, bye, Daddy. Lane Kiffin was brought to you by Campbell's, where the Chunky Mantry is a place where one can do and or get everything they crave from one spot. Eat delicious food, watch football, listen to their favorite sports podcasts, you name it. It's a place to authentically exist as a chunky and football lover. A place to go when you're craving for yourself to enjoy and consume all the things that you love without being bothered, such as the biggest matchups of the week. When a man walks into his pantry, he should walk into that space with his head held high and reach for a can of Chunky, because when Chunky is involved, it's no longer a pantry, it's a Chunky Mantry. Chunky's everything you crave. Chunky takes the best of every flavor and makes them bigger, bolder, and more craveable. In food, Chunky is a bold, meaty, and has all the craveable flavors that you need to tackle your hunger. And in football, Chunky's got the food covered. But what are you craving this NFL season? I'll tell you what, I'm craving soup. I'm pressing the button right now. It's October. We're in soup season. Let's get it started. Soup season is here. Make it official with Chunky. It's everything you crave. I'm going to be eating soup all weekend long. No matter what you crave or when you crave it, Chunky delivers 110%. Try soup. It fills in the cracks. And now, speaking of Chunky, here's Brandon Walker.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest because he complains all the time about not being on the show by himself.
Never have.
That's not true. Maybe a couple times.
Continue the intro, please.
He is our college football expert for at least a few more months.
That is an earned title, sir.
For at least a few more months. He's also the winner of Dingers Only. It is the one, the only Brandon F. Walker.
Two-time Dingers Only champion.
Two-time Dingers Only champion.
You know, Ball, congratulations. We should also say congratulations to Stephen Che, who lost Dingers Only.
Yep.
Who's going to be pitching, and to Zach, who came in second place, which means he'll be catching.
Yes.
Quite a combo.
Dingers Only, to my knowledge, the only competition in this entire company where the winner gets nothing.
Zero.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
You're the Ding King.
I'm the Ding King.
You're the Ding King.
So I didn't want, when Big Cat floated this idea to me, I initially told him no because it sounded too mean. But we'd like to welcome in. We'd like to welcome in Ben Mintz.
Oh yes, come on, Mincy.
Yeah, well, we know he's not here on a Monday.
That's a fair point. Hey, listen, he's got weekend preview stuff to do.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
All right, Brandon. We are 5 weeks into the college football season.
We are.
Oh, Penn State.
Yeah, we are.
Should we start there? Penn State. Let's start with the Penn State discussion because we had a great Saturday. There were some awesome games. You, unfortunately, have gotten a lot of things wrong, which we'll address all of them.
I've gotten a lot of things right.
Clemson.
I got that wrong.
Alabama.
What did I say about them?
Dead.
You
had a preseason top 10.
You had a funeral for Alabama.
Yeah. You buried him.
That was more T-Bob than me. Yeah.
No.
Penn State.
Penn State's not wrong yet.
Okay. All right, but let's talk about Penn State.
Penn State's fascinating, right?
Let's talk about Penn State because Penn State is in a weird spot where they are a very good team every single year, and James Franklin cannot win the big one. He's like 2-700 against the big one. And Penn State fans, it feels like a tipping point where they're like, hey, we want something new. Obviously, there's a lot of scary moments out there that you can look at being like, hey, you don't really want to change because you could have a situation like Nebraska where you just kind of fall off a cliff.
Yeah.
A Michigan before Harbaugh got there.
Sure.
When they went from Lloyd Carr and then they went Rich Rod and then Brady Hoke. And
Tennessee's been through it.
Florida's
going through it.
Florida's going through it. Not everyone can do the Mark Richt to Kirby Smart train.
Right.
Where do you think Penn State should go from here?
I think Penn State is absolutely should stay on the same course nothing has fallen off. They haven't bottomed out. They haven't done anything wrong yet. I think Penn State is the most. Everybody in college football is chasing their next opponent, and they're trying to beat their next opponent and beat their schedule. Penn State is the number one team that's fighting a narrative right now. That is their biggest opponent. It is not Ohio State coming up a couple weeks. It is the narrative that not only James Franklin, but Drew Aller can't do it. Penn State can't do it. James Franklin can't do it. None of them can do it. And I think it is fascinating because if you look on the surface, the other night would have been a huge win for Penn State. It would have gotten the monkey off their back. Instead, it just made the monkey much bigger, like a gorilla now. It's bigger than it has ever been and maybe ever will be. But at the end of the day, they lost to the number 2 team in double overtime.
Well, they weren't the number 2 team at the time.
They're number 2 now, but they lost to a very good team, a playoff team, in double overtime. The way the schedule's set up, Penn State's still going to the playoff. Like, everything about the first 3 quarters told me James Franklin can't do it, Drew Aller can't do it. And then the fourth quarter happened, right? So they're in this weird spot where the narrative about them is correct, but they also lost in double overtime after fighting back.
So the narrative was correct for 3 quarters.
Yeah. It was correct, but they also
exactly
showed
the same game that we've watched a million times. So
they also showed some fight.
That was my question. Did Penn State on Saturday? Are we looking at this wrong? Did Penn State actually break through on Saturday? And we don't even realize it because follow me. Max is looking at me like I'm crazy. The first 3 quarters was the exact same Penn State game we've watched every single time, no matter what, where it's just. And there was a moment in that game, 17-10, when Penn State had it on goal line. And I was like, here comes the Penn State. Remember the game against Ohio State last year?
Yeah.
Where they had first and goal, and they could not get in. I was like, here it comes. This is going to be the Penn State. They can't get it in. They ran a great play. I think it was some motion running back out.
It was like a shovel. It was like a shovel pass in front of Aller.
Something a little bit different. Score, go to overtime. They might have broken through a little bit. Like, they didn't lose the exact same way. They lost in a big game, but they actually had some life and played some offense that we have not seen out of Penn State in these games in the past.
So they didn't break through, but I think they played well enough in the fourth quarter to convince themselves that they can break through.
Okay, so you still think they can break through?
I think they can break through. I thought it the other night. Again, they lost in double overtime. The defense is elite. The running backs need to be better. The offensive line needs to be better, and Drew Aller needs to be better. They went out and invested all this money in receivers. Well, where the hell are they? In the fourth quarter, they found all these guys.
Yep.
What took you 3 quarters, I don't know if it's a whiteout, or I don't know if they're scared of the narrative or if they're convinced the narrative is correct. It took them 3 quarters and them seeing their own blood and realizing that they were about to die, that they finally got up and started to fight. I think that convinced them that the next time these 2 teams play next week, it's a pick-em game. I
would take Oregon.
Absolutely, that's fine. You can do that. But Penn State is right there. This isn't a team that gets outclassed when they play these big teams. It's a team that just doesn't do the things to win. There are teams that get to this point. Indiana's a great example last year of a team that won 11 games, but both times they were on the field with an elite team, you saw the difference.
Yeah.
You don't see the difference with Penn State. They just haven't won them.
They just haven't broken through.
James Franklin disagrees with the fact that there's a narrative out there. He says, if I look at the entire picture, I get the narrative, and it's not narrative. It's factual. It's the facts. I get it. So he
knows the narrative is out there, but the narrative isn't a narrative because it's actual facts.
It's not. What's the difference in filmmaking, a narrative or a documentary?
So what he just said was, I know what they're saying about me, and what they're saying about me isn't true. It's true.
It's true.
That's what he just said.
It's more true.
Haters are right.
It's even more true than we had ever thought,
right?
Or imagined. Or
you guys are treating it as rumor. It is stone cold fact.
Yeah, it is. You look at the numbers, and it is true. I cannot win the big one.
The thing I don't like is that he said he didn't think about going for the risk and going for 2 to win the game.
I think they should have.
He didn't consider it.
In regulation or in overtime?
Regulation.
I agree.
He should have at least considered it to say that.
Consider it fine, but he had all the momentum in the world, and then they took a 24-17 lead in the overtime. I think he played it correctly at that point, and they got Oregon down to a 4th and 3 or 4th and 4. It's at that point, if I've got my defense and 111,000 people behind me, I'm taking my chances with that. I think he played it correctly. It just Oregon fought through it.
Also, go ahead.
I was going to say, if we look at the recent history, Ohio State had a loss a lot like this last year. Right? And they bounced back from it, and they just went on a fuck you tour.
Yeah.
I don't know that we can say with any sort of conviction that Penn State can do so, because we've never seen them do that before.
The only difference is Penn State's problem is they can't beat the best teams.
Ohio State's problem is they can't beat Michigan. Michigan wasn't in the playoffs,
Right.
So it didn't matter. Like it's like, oh, we lost to Michigan. Well, guess what? We don't have to play them again. Ohio State can beat the top teams. They just can't beat Michigan as of late.
Yeah, Ohio State woke up that Sunday and looked in front of them and said, we have a playoff now. We're not going to have to play the team that just beat us. For Penn State to get to where they need to go through the teams blocking them.
They have a lot of Michigans.
They have a lot.
Every top 5
Ohio
team's
State's
a Michigan,
and Oregon is now a Michigan.
Oregon's a Michigan.
But again,
Boise State.
a Michigan.
Wait,
I'd like to point this out.
Was Boise State? Was that a big one?
No, that's
No,
not,
last year.
It wasn't. It's not fair that it wasn't, but it wasn't. Like they were handed an easy road in the playoff, and they took advantage of it. And then Notre Dame was the first one that was like, you can prove it here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had Notre Dame, and just in the fourth quarter, melted down again.
Yeah.
We should say, by the way, because the game, obviously, the narrative is the narrative, and James Franklin pointed out the narrative. Dante Moore is really fucking good.
Really good.
And Dan Lanning is an awesome coach.
He is an awesome coach, but I just want to point this one thing out. They had this gigantic win in October last year when they beat Ohio State 31-30, and they propelled themselves to number 1. And when those two teams met in the playoffs, one was ready and one was not.
No, they got stomped in the playoffs.
So I'm
That's
just saying now his narrative needs to become do this shit in the playoff.
Well, he's also early in his narrative.
He is.
He's only, 3-4 years?
But a couple of years ago, they had multiple chances to beat Washington, and they dropped the ball, especially late in the season. That was basically a playoff game to get in the playoff. And he loses that one. So, like, he can do it now. Make sure we do it down the road.
He could be the
I'm
next
sure at
narrative
some point,
guy.
At some point he will, but right now.
I think it helps James Franklin's case that the game was over. Dan Lanning called game. He said game over.
Yeah.
Took the throat slash on him. And then from that point on, that's when Penn State woke up.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like Penn State was 1-1 on the afternoon.
I'm not going to sit here and piss on your leg and tell you it's raining. I'm not going to tell you.
Thank you.
I'm not going to tell you that Penn State.
You do have bladder problems.
I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to tell you that Penn State is this elite of the elite team and they've proven anything. But I do think fighting back says a lot about them.
I agree.
Yeah.
When was the last time you got your prostate checked?
Oh man,
Because you do have bladder problems.
I don't have bladder problems. I pee a lot.
Brandon
I'm a big man.
He's every sign of
Well,
diabetic.
you should have a big bladder.
Yeah.
So
Max.
How many times a night are you getting up?
Yeah, go ahead, Max.
I just have one question from the game.
Yeah. Max was there.
I was there. I'm not going to be the guy. I'm not going to be a guy to blame the refs, but it is something to talk about. The fumble.
Sounds like
what are your
he's about
thoughts
to
on the
blame the
fumble?
refs.
That you're talking about the knee touching the blades of grass replay. I watched it 100 times. I still don't know if he was down or not.
Grazed.
So how do you overturn the call?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You're a big grazing guy. What do you think?
That was mean what he just did, but you have to answer the question.
He's short.
Okay. Good answer. All right, so that's that game. Oregon is really fucking good. I was so impressed with Dante Moore because that was his first real road start. In this type of environment. They obviously played Northwestern. That doesn't really count. It felt, as an Oregon Duck, because obviously he played a couple years ago. But I was very impressed with Dante Moore. I think he's a bona fide dude.
He was impressive, and I tell you who else was impressive: the bodies they have on defense.
Yes.
Like the big thing about coming to this conference and going east and playing these big established teams that are going to run the football and play defense is physically, you wouldn't expect a West Coast team to be ahead of the game. Physically, Oregon is just beautiful looking on defense. They've got these big, huge defensive linemen that can all run. The linebackers, like they look like Ohio State looks on defense.
Yeah, and it's actually another game that happened on Saturday, USC Illinois. The whole narrative going into that game was USA finally beefed them up. Illinois I know it was a very close game, but Illinois kind of like manhandled them at points in that game.
Illinois kept them in the game, too.
Yeah, they did.
Illinois should have won that game by multiple touchdowns. Great bounce back by Brett Bielema and that team.
He's an awesome coach.
He's an awesome coach. You didn't expect them to be crappy 2 weeks in a row. And then for USC, that's a narrative enforcing thing. We can't go east and win these games, and they can't.
I like this. We're doing narratives. All right, here's the other narrative that happened on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart's got an Alabama problem.
I have no idea how either.
So a couple things. One, that game, it was a great game. They played great games. I think it was the first time that Georgia lost at home. How long had it been?
2019. South Carolina.
Will Muschamp. Mm-hmm. Wettest coach we've got.
Yeah.
He was always wet. You agree he was always wet.
I'm not sure that I remember him always being wet, but yeah.
We brought that up to Debo.
In my mind, he's wet.
He's the dampest coach that's ever existed.
There's a lot of damp coaches. What about Sean Miller? I guess that's a basketball coach.
Yeah,
basketball.
Everyone's wet in basketball.
Yeah, that's totally different. I
I think
Pete Carroll is a wet coach too.
He's a little wet.
He's always been wet.
He's got spit.
But he's
out
a
his mouth.
cool wet. Like he's not a sloppy wet.
He's like slick back.
Yeah, slick wet.
Yeah.
Like Matt Riley's wet.
Yeah, Will Muschamp is a wet. Like, oh shit, I forgot my umbrella. I got caught in the rain at the bus stop.
Like there's not enough towels. There's not
dude.
enough towels in this room to cover me.
Were you just swimming in the ocean? Why are you so wet? Kirby Smart, though, I actually do think he's got a little bit of the Ryan Day Michigan issue where it's like, I don't know what happens, but in these games, they can beat everyone else. They can't beat Alabama. I thought, like, I'm used to Kirby Smart making the necessary adjustments, and maybe I shouldn't have been used to it because of what happened in the Tennessee game where even though they won that game, Heupel finally broke through in the fact that his offense sustained 4 quarters against Kirby Smart. I don't understand what Kirby Smart was doing when they're down 24-21 and he doesn't kick a field goal. And then they're down 24-21 midfield with 3 minutes left and he punts. And I know it was a long day. It was like, 4th and 10 or something, but still, they never got the ball back. It felt like his brain kind of froze up in those 2 critical moments.
He changes everything about himself when he plays Alabama.
Yep.
His offensive coordinator kind of stinks. Bobo's just not aggressive.
Yeah, it's a tough name to be a bad offensive coordinator.
When you talk about Kirby Smart, I talk about like a coach who's got a killer instinct. When he's playing these teams he's better than, he's out there, he's grabbing players' helmets, he's yelling at them, he's fiery, and the players go out there and they play with their hair on fire. Against Alabama, the guy comes to the sideline, makes a mistake, he just grabs him by the little face mask and talks to him very gently, pats him on the butt. Like he changes his demeanor. He changes everything, and I think it goes to his team. Remember that 4th quarter drop that Georgia had? Wide open touchdown, guy drops it. Then on 4th and 1, they don't go for the field goal. Their play call is a toss to a third-string white running back. Pass on that, no. Then at 4th and 1, you've got a defensive back coming in and diving onto the pile in one of the more stupid things you'll ever see. And
that was so dumb.
Alabama went 12 and 18 on 3rd down. That is a lack of a killer instinct from a Georgia defense that absolutely destroys and throttles everybody else when they have the chance. I have no idea why Georgia is going backwards when it comes to Alabama. They beat them in the national title game, and that's the only time they beat them since Kirby's been there. I have no idea how you beat them in that situation, and then after that, you go back to your old ways.
Well, first of all, I don't like the racial overtones there. This is the school that had.
I'm just telling you right now, if I'm Georgia, I'm not tossing to a white running back on 3rd down.
This is the school of Lad McConkey's.
Brock
This
Bowers.
is the school of Brock Bowers's.
That's a tight end.
Yeah, but you can make a 4th and 1 work with a white guy. Mike Allstott.
This guy's not Mike Allstott. It was a toss.
I know.
He's
also
a
very skinny guy. But you make a good point. The drop pass, it's a different game entirely.
Yep.
That was a touchdown pass.
And like Dan said, you're down 24-21. I know you want to be aggressive, and I know you want to make a statement. Tie the game.
But not only tie the game because your defense actually did figure it out in the second half. They didn't
Alabama score a point.
Yeah. They didn't score a point.
I came away from this game not thinking that Kirby Smart, it continues to be an Alabama problem for him. I came away from this game saying Alabama played a hell of a game. Their quarterback, I feel like we watched their quarterback become a man.
Ty Simpson.
Our very eyes. Ty Simpson had a great game. And I also
plays on 3rd down as well.
Oh my God. The 3rd down. That was the most shocking thing because Kirby Smart, that a Georgia defense should not be giving up those plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also came away from this game thinking, like, I did not expect Georgia to blow them out ever. I thought that Alabama was going to compete because this is the exact game. If you put on the Alabama uniform, you can run into trouble if you're playing against Vanderbilt and you've got a bad coach. You can run into trouble if you're playing an inferior opponent and you've got a coach that might not be the guy long term. But if you're playing against Georgia, I think everybody on Alabama is going to get up for that game. Yeah. I don't think that you're going to run into an effort problem.
Not Vandy anymore. So that actually will be the test, I think.
Yeah,
I think if Alabama can beat Vandy like they
step on their
should beat Vandy, even though Vandy's the best Vandy it's probably ever been, that would be like, hey, Alabama's, everything's fine. Because I've looked back at week 1 and I don't want to say obviously Florida State, but like looking back at it, it's like that was a full off season for Gus Malzahn to get prepared. He is an Alabama beater. Do we maybe overreact?
I don't think
myself included.
I don't think we did overreact because at that point you had a Kalen DeBoer that went 9-4 in his first year with a playoff roster. He lost to the worst Oklahoma team in a decade. He lost to Vanderbilt. He lost games he shouldn't have lost. He lost to Michigan in the bowl game. And his first effort in a year where he needs to go forward really quickly, his first effort was a 31-17 loss to a team that went 2-10 last year, and frankly, a team that lost to Virginia the other night. So I'm not sold that Florida State is great. I don't think we overreacted. I think that game might be a sign that the top of the SEC has come down to earth. If you look at Georgia and Tennessee, they were very even. Alabama and Georgia, very even. Alabama goes out against Florida State and gets beat. I think the SEC is very deep, but at the top, Alabama is nowhere near what they were. Georgia is nowhere near what they were. Texas, the jury is still out. But I think the top of the SEC has really regressed and come down to everybody else.
Maybe Ole Miss.
I don't think so.
If we want to talk narratives, that's a game that Lane Kiffin always loses.
Ole Miss is a good football team. They're ranked number 4. I think that's preposterous that they're number 4. And I think even Ole Miss fans, rational ones, would agree. Like, they beat an LSU team who got a lot of credit for beating Clemson. LSU hasn't been good since the Clemson game. And
you
really
did say Clemson was national title worthy.
In the offseason, I was totally wrong about that. I and a lot of people whiffed on Clemson. I thought Cade Klubnik was going to be good. Whatever. Clemson's trash. They're not good this year. And LSU just was not very good. If Ole Miss has some games in the second half of this schedule, if they're the number 4 team, if they're as good as they look, they're going to have to go to Oklahoma and win. They're going to have to go to Georgia and compete. Like there's a lot going forward. I don't know that there's an elite. I'll just say this. I think there's 3 teams in the Big Ten better than any team in the SEC right now. I think it's Penn State, Oregon, Ohio State.
I'd agree with that.
And I think the SEC, as far as the top-end elite playoff contenders, is down a step from where it was.
I'd agree with that.
You would put Penn State in over anybody from the SEC.
I absolutely would.
Alabama, Georgia,
I
Ole
think
Miss,
so.
LSU, Texas.
We've seen Alabama on the road twice. They won a 3-point game at Georgia. They lost by 2 touchdowns at Florida State. We've seen Georgia on the road. They came back and beat Tennessee, and they come home and they lose to an Alabama team that is probably fine, but I don't think they're great.
It's weird because the top of the SEC, it feels like it has a lot of parity in it.
SEC is remarkably deep.
Yeah.
I think team 1 to team like 10 has potential to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about
But like Oklahoma's number 5, Ole Miss is number 4. I don't think Oklahoma's the 5th best team in the country. I just don't. They beat an Auburn team that the refs handed them the victory, and they beat a Michigan team who had a freshman quarterback and wasn't even interested in winning that game.
Yeah, do they take account injuries into the top 25? Well, I guess it's a bunch of different voters.
The AP top 25 is one of the bigger disasters we've ever had.
We got to fix that, right?
I actually don't think we got to fix that.
You like that it's bad?
It's good for conversation.
It's exactly what it's made for. What is a list created for? A list is created for people to get upset about.
To stir up.
So if it was a perfect grouping of AP voters who always nailed it, it would be the most boring thing ever. We need bias. We need stupid people. We need that woman who's like, I'm not sharing my data and my formula. We need all of that because when you put a list on the internet, you're the king of lists. People go crazy for them.
No, I like that it stirs up debate, and I am the king of being able to dispassionately just put out a list and step back and not get mad when somebody else makes a list. I looked at the AP top 25 yesterday and almost made a video. I'm like, what the fuck are these people?
So the list is working.
It's working.
They did the list on you.
So what's the Brandon Walker top 5?
So I got Ohio State number 1. I think they're a clear number 1 right now. I have Oregon number 2. I put it out last night. Miami 3. I don't know who I have 4. It's somebody. I got Alabama 4 because I just put them there. If they're going to go to Athens and win, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for a minute, even though I do still kind of have some doubts. And then number 5, I believe I had
Notre Dame.
No, I don't have Notre. Oh, Texas. I got Texas.
But we don't know.
We don't know. There's so much we don't know still. But Texas, we're just kind of waiting on because they had the one game to start. They looked bad, and now they've just been nursing themselves back to life.
Brent, also congratulations on a big loss for you on Saturday.
You know,
that was the best loss of the weekend.
You said that with a very condescending tone.
Is that factor?
I don't like that, Brent.
Factor fiction.
I'm going to defend you, Brent.
Mississippi State, Tennessee overtime. That was the biggest loss of the week.
No.
I mean, like the best.
You know, as a Commanders fan, and I've seen you go emotionally through these things where you rationalize losses to yourself over the last few years. So for you to come at me like this is crazy.
What you got to do is you got to wait for next week, and then
obviously
Tennessee loses next week, and you're like, see, we beat them up too bad.
That was one of the better losses in recent memory for us.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
A year ago at this exact week, we were non-competitive in a 41-14 loss to Toledo. Toledo's a fine MAC team, but they are a MAC team. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't be non-competitive in a loss to them. Flash forward a year, we're 4-0.
Yep.
I thought Tennessee was going to kill us. If you looked at the rosters, if you looked at the lines of scrimmage, Tennessee was towering over us, and we just took it to them. Fluff Bothwell can run it.
He's the
Booth
best.
can run it. Like we ran it down their throat for 4 quarters, and we had them. We had them down 7 with 2 minutes left. They had 4th and 5. They ended up making the play. They beat us. They're a legit top 10 to 12 team. I am very happy with where we are. So your condescension was right. It was a great loss.
Right. You like the words. You don't like the tone.
I didn't like the tone.
But congratulations, because I was.
But you can't say that's where we go.
Well, you
can't congratulate
you were
somebody
happy.
on a loss.
You were happy. You were okay with the loss.
I'm not okay with the loss. I wasn't happy with the loss, but I'm able to look at the loss in the context of where we were and where we are is way better.
I think that's loser talk.
I think
you got to
it's fair.
change that about you if you want to.
But
it steps, right? It steps. We're climbing a ladder.
Yeah,
you're happy with the loss,
but you
and
can't
you let him congratulate you.
You can't go from flat-footed to being on top of a ladder. You have to climb.
What if you just flip the switch?
There's no switch to ladders.
No, but
there's the ladders you can just stand on and they just take you up.
That's an elevator.
Yeah,
or a
right.
forklift.
Yeah,
we don't have a forklift in the SEC.
Okay, but what about maybe get an elevator?
There's not. I don't even know how many elevators in Oktibbeha County. Like 6.
Well, you don't have hotels.
I don't know. You tell us.
We have several hotels.
Several.
Oh yeah,
several.
They settled that.
At least 7 or 8.
We stayed at a not great hotel on Friday night.
That was a bad hotel.
That was a bad hotel.
Yeah,
you could tell right away.
My wife is the sweetest, most easygoing thing in the world. She's like, this isn't great.
No, and it was also like I think you can tell. It was weird because I was like, maybe this hotel isn't that bad because they had a pantry closet that was stacked.
Yeah,
like everything,
and a gym that looked good.
Gym that looked good. Not a great hotel.
When you step onto the elevator and the elevator sinks a little bit.
Yep. And it's only 3 floors.
Correct.
That's always a bad sign.
The elevator made noise every floor.
3-floor elevator that takes about like 25 minutes to go 1 floor. Yep. Not a great sign.
Mm-hmm. Brandon, I got a question for you about the Big Ten, about Indiana. Look ahead.
Ooh,
crystal ball.
Are you respecting them?
Crystal ball. What happens after this weekend? Are we still talking about Indiana like they're a team that should be feared?
So what are the next 3 or 4 games? You got Indiana's schedule up in front of you?
Let's see what their next 3 or 4
games. So Indiana kills Illinois, right? And it's great. It's fantastic. They did something they didn't do last year. They beat a ranked team.
So after, obviously, Oregon, they got Michigan State, then UCLA, then Maryland, then Penn State.
Okay, so they're cruising for a while. Even though Maryland's a little sneaky. But listen.
They are.
There's nothing awe-inspiring about what Indiana did at Iowa on Saturday, but I guess you can kind of chalk that up because no visit to Iowa is ever pretty.
No, Iowa makes you play Iowa.
Yeah. I heard a nasty rumor about Brandon Walker this weekend on Saturday. I was having a nice brunch with your co-host Mark Titus.
Sure.
And they did the tradition where they wave to the kids. Do you not like that tradition?
Oh, he hates it.
I do not hate that tradition.
Are you the only guy in the world?
Don't bring me on the #1 sports podcast in the world and ask me this question. This is crazy.
Well, when Titus told me that, I was like, that's insane that he hates it. But then I do
not hate that tradition.
I tried to think about why.
Waving to sick kids is admirable, and it is a wonderful moment, and I almost tear up. I get the tingle, as Dan says, when I see it. However, my experience with the Iowa fan base in my life has been a nasty bunch of jackals that called my wife and tried to get her fired, that tried to get all my sponsors to drop me.
Did she deserve to be fired?
No, because she was married to me, and I said, I can't believe it.
I'm just wondering. Because there could be a chance, like
2019.
Sometimes you get it right, like you took the wrong path, but you got it right. Like maybe she was bad at her job; she deserved to be fired.
2019, I said I can't believe we lost this game to Iowa. It's the slowest, whitest team in the Big 12.
That was me.
In the Big 10, and they absolutely came at me and tried to ruin me and everything. And
after a victory,
Iowa fans were nasty and terrible. So what Iowa fans do now is they have this wonderful, incredible tradition where they wave, and boy, do they make sure you know how great people they are for doing it. So that's my stance on it.
When I heard that you were not a fan of the wave. I tried to put.
I didn't say I wasn't a fan of the wave. This is crazy. He's gotchaing me in front of.
I tried to put myself in your brain.
I'm going to save you. I'm going to save you. I'm going to throw you a rope.
You're not saving me, are you?
No, I'm going to sink myself. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to sink myself gracefully. When Rutgers did the drone thing, none of the kids in Iowa could see it. You're in New Jersey.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
That was it.
And you know why Rutgers did that?
Yeah.
To make themselves feel good about themselves.
Look, it was a cool moment, but it's like no one could see it.
I know a lot of bad people in the Iowa fan base who try to make themselves feel good and look good because of their participation in the wave.
It is a nice thing. It's a very nice thing. I almost tear up every time I see it, too.
It's beautiful.
I thought your take was
tear up.
I thought your take was going to be, if you want to make those kids happy, score some points.
Yeah.
I could have gone that way. Instead, I probably made it worse for myself.
Did you see the Rutgers one, PFT?
I did see that, yeah.
What did you initially? I hate that my brain initially went there, but I was like, you're in New Jersey. You can't see that.
7 or 8 states away.
Yeah. Listen, I always tear up when I see drones.
Also, it's a Friday night. All those sick kids probably in the bed.
I guess they could have shown them the video of it. That's kind of cool. Now that I'm talking it out, they could have shown them.
I love aviation.
I think the kids, the 6-year-old kid who's fighting for his life is like, what is a Rutgers?
Yeah, probably. I think Indiana's good.
I think Indiana they look very solid so far. My doubts about them last year were never about the team. It was about the fact that we just ignored the national media. Everybody ignored the fact
that video was. You got to stop with these videos. This is a little kid they're waving and he's sick.
They got that spot because of their schedule.
Beautiful.
It's an amazing thing
video.
that they do.
Jesus Christ, Max, stop! You're gonna make me cry. It's fucking incredible.
There's nothing I can do now for the rest of this interview.
What I love is that
it's fucking incredible.
The players,
I'm gonna cry right now.
BFT, I carried you to a trivia championship, man.
They put their hearts in it.
I carried you to a championship, and you do this to me?
You got me in some sort of panic room over here right now, Brandon.
I carried you to a championship. I got you a ring.
I had a bad back.
Brandon.
My teammate's coach died.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Notre Dame. I said to Notre Dame fans after week 2, you're in the exact same spot that you were last year.
Yeah.
And by exact same spot, Northern Illinois, that loss was 2 losses.
It's a joke.
You can't lose another one after that. They lost to 2 potentially most likely college football teams, playoff teams in Texas A&M and Miami. Close games, both of them.
I don't think A&M's a playoff team, but sure.
Maybe.
Sure.
But the SEC is chaos. The SEC kind of is the Big 12 this year.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, we don't know. I think Notre Dame's going to go to the playoff. I think they're going to. CJ Carr is the real deal.
Yeah.
I said that. I did that rant trying to reel Notre Dame fans back in because a lot of them were like, the season's over. I think they're going to run the table. I think they're going to go to the playoff.
2 things here. A, Notre Dame is absolutely going to the playoff.
Yeah.
Number 2, they're not nearly as good a team as they were last year.
No, but they also are kind of figuring it out because Arkansas, I know that game got away, and what Notre Dame did offensively was incredible. But the sneaky part is Arkansas's offense is really good.
Taylor Green's
They
good.
shut them down.
Yeah, they shut them down. They dominated Arkansas. They absolutely killed them. They're going to put it together over these next 8 weeks as they have a schedule that nurses them back to health like they had last year. But they have a good offense. I love CJ Carr. I love the running back. I love the receiver, Greathouse. I love so much about Notre Dame. But at the end of the day, they're going to make the playoff, and that defense is going to hold them back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're going to the playoff.
Their season is like
they're going to go 10-2, and they're going to the playoff.
There was doom and gloom, and it was like this is just a Groundhog's Day of last year.
They also lost. This is why when they were 0-2 and still ranked, I didn't have a problem with that one because they lost a 1-point game on a missed extra point to Texas A&M. And with a bad call on the 4th and 11.
Yep.
And they lost a 3-point game on the road against Miami. And I think Miami's very, very good.
Yeah, Miami
so,
is
I have
good.
no problem with Notre Dame being ranked after they were 0-2. And I have no problem saying right now they're going to go 10-2 and go to the playoff.
When you're doing the official Brandon Walker rankings, do you rank them based on their resume or do you rank them based on which team would beat other teams?
I base it on what I need to base it on in that moment. For some teams, it's resume. For some teams, it's just how I feel about them.
I like that.
And there's no insight into your algorithm.
Do you know what you know what you got to say when people get mad about it?
Yeah.
You say my rankings remain fluid.
That's what
They're always fluid.
I'm not
you're
going
like
to sit
water.
there and go into my logic or my process.
Yeah.
Those are my rankings. Like Oklahoma, technically right now, they have a win over Auburn. They have a win over Michigan. I don't think either of those teams are any good. Oklahoma's number 5 in the country. I think that's poppycock. I think they should be poppycock. They should be like number 12.
I think that's the first time poppycock has ever been said on this show.
I've been trying to work poppycock into the rotation a lot lately.
It didn't really land like you thought it did.
You went, because
it's a ridiculous thing to
Is
say.
that
no, it landed. Don't act like that didn't land.
Well, it was a hard,
That
it was a
landed.
hard P.
Yeah.
Poppycock landed.
Is that what you say when you whip out your dick
we actually
in the middle of the night to take a look?
No, Dan, that's
Can
like
we bleep that. Let's bleep that. I don't want that.
You were standing on the tarmac and waving me in and said, "Oh wow,
here."
here."
A lot of trouble there. I don't want what word he just said to be out there.
You waved the plane in and then brought it to a stop and you're like, "Oh, you didn't land." That's bullshit. What you just did.
There's nobody that stands on the runway that waves the plane in, you idiot. There's somebody up in air traffic control that guides them in. There's nobody on the runway. They get run over by a plane.
Let me. They're on the tarmac then. Excuse me.
No, they're not on the tarmac.
Well, there's somebody out there doing this to planes.
That's when the plane's taxiing. After it's
so
landed.
they've already landed and then you taxi them in.
Yeah.
But Dan's still taxiing them in and telling them to park and then you do this. I did that for 2 years, buddy. I was on the tarmac.
That's poppycock.
That's hogwash.
That's hogwash.
I've been working on hogwash and poppycock.
Talk to me about the U.
Yeah, I think they're real good.
They're another one that's like we're going to find out a lot this weekend.
We are. This is a very dangerous and scary spot for them. Alabama already went there and lost. And this is a team that everything's been going well so far. Everything's going great, but it's not a team historically who has weathered the highs and lows of a season or the slings and arrows of a season. Like they can get tripped up. I like them. I like their defensive line. I like Bain. I like their weapons they put together offensively. I love Carson Beck, but this is terrifying to go to a desperate Florida State team.
So I might be over-leveraged in the U in my futures. I've got Carson Beck to win the Heisman Trophy, and then I also took a flyer on Bain because it feels like there's nobody that's separated themselves just yet at the quarterback position.
No, his quarterback's kind of been running in mud this season so far. It's not been very exciting.
A great defensive lineman, put up some numbers maybe.
Possibly, I'd watch for a receiver or a running back to possibly break through too. Like
Jeremiah Smith is lurking.
All the receivers and running backs are lurking. If any running back can put up like a 230 or a 250, somebody's gonna go far.
Speaking about Smith, the game against Washington this weekend, it felt like Ohio State was kind of stuck in mud. They got stuck in a rock fight in the first half.
Yeah.
And then they were clearly the better physical team, and they just kind of wore Washington down.
They played with their food a little bit.
I think that was almost intentional.
Yeah.
Because it was Sain's first road start, and they're like, hey, let's not – our defense – their defense is awesome.
It's lights out.
It's lights out.
Yeah.
Are they better than last year?
I can't say they're better than last year.
You could if you wanted to. Look, I'll say it. Ohio State's better this year than last year.
But do you believe it?
No, but I said it.
I can't make myself
it's really
say it right
easy
now.
To say.
Hold on, let me try to say it.
This Ohio State team is better than last year.
Yeah, there you go. That came out easy.
Undefeated against Michigan so far.
Okay, I could say it easily. I don't think I could make myself believe it. The team had two crazy hiccups where they lost the 1-point game at Oregon and then did whatever they did against Michigan. That mental thing got them. But they got to play. That was a historic. We'll never see a run like that in the playoff again, where they beat 4 teams like that by double digits, or 3 teams, whatever it was. 4 teams, right? Yeah.
I mean, they barely beat Texas, and Texas might suck.
Texas this year?
This year, yeah.
I mean, that was again. That was easing into the pool, though. That offense, they were running against Texas. They got the lead, and they kind of just stayed.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Ohio
open
State's
up gradually,
offense start to take off. Like you even saw it in that game.
Because Sagan's ready to take the next step. I think.
Right, and you saw in that game when they're like, "Oh yeah, Jeremiah Smith. Let's do the Jeremiah Smith play."
Yeah.
And they'll do that.
Yeah, we need to go and get 6
Arnell
right here.
Tate's really good too.
We need to go and get 6. Let's give it to Jeremiah.
When Smith got the ball, it's like, oh, that guy's just way faster than everybody else on the field. They should do that more.
Yeah,
and they will.
Yeah, I think they're easily the best team in the country right now. I think their defense is outstanding, but I'm just not ready to say they're better than last year.
Do you buy Bryce Underwood? I kind of do.
I buy stock for the future. I don't buy him with Sharon Moore as his head coach.
Oh,
I think Sharon Moore is a very good head football coach.
Why?
And he's just. You saw when to get Bryce running, they had to be coached by Biff.
Yeah, Biff.
Biff's the guy that said, "Hey, let's run him. We got this guy who's a one-of-a-kind unicorn. Why don't we use him?" And meanwhile, every time Sharon Moore's at the controls, he's a pocket passer. That's absurd.
I agree.
And he's also an 18-year-old kid or 18-year-old freshman. His running game's going to be ahead of his passing game right now. Why are you making him process defenses? Let him use his athleticism.
Yeah,
I agree with all that.
I'm buying stock in him though. He's
great. He's going to be great. The stock has to be through the roof though. Like this is a 5-star quarterback, number 1 quarterback in the country.
It took like a minor dip at the start of the year.
He's a Heisman Trophy caliber quarterback in year 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Can we talk openings?
Yeah, we can talk openings. Can we talk about the Arkansas opening first?
Well, no, I was going to ask you what your favorite opening was.
I love. Are you looking for some sort of bodily pun here?
I asked you a question.
Arkansas is my favorite opening right now because
I was going to say vagina.
It was clearly engineered. From Bobby Petrino just pulled a coup.
Yeah, he did. He fired all the defensive guys.
And nobody's talking about it.
Yep.
Bobby Petrino, the guy who 10 years ago was in a neck brace with his face got asphalt all over it, and he resigns in shame because he's been fucking somebody, and then he goes off and tries and has to do a new career. 2 years ago, dumbass Sam Pittman says, "Hey, man, come on back to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Help me get this thing in the right direction." And Bobby's like, "Oh, yes, sir." Comes in and immediately starts making plans to take over. I guarantee you, Bobby Petrino, if you asked him right now, "Are you the interim coach at Arkansas or are you the coach at Arkansas?"
Yeah.
He's going to say, "I'm the coach at Arkansas." He fired 3 defensive assistants. Remember, he was an assistant 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And he's immediately firing assistants. What an asshole.
Our defensive staff.
What a fucking asshole.
But we knew he was an asshole.
It's a very funny move that he pulled off. And he pulled it off perfectly. He had maybe if you were to draw up a guy in a lab that you could engineer a coup from under, it's probably Sam Pittman.
Yeah, Sam Pittman is the most oblivious to coups in the world.
Well, he also wanted to get fired. He I wasn't there a story that he basically went to them and being like, "Hey, you want to just do this before the season started? Like,
Listen.
you owe us a lot of money." His agent was like, "You owe me a lot of money. You owe Sam Pittman a lot of money. Let's just do this now."
Fired head coach in college football is the best job in the entire world.
Yep.
By the way, I would have said my favorite opening, Kevin spilling the chili.
It's great.
Cold opening. Yeah. I like the Backstreet Boys song on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
Where they do "I Want It That Way."
Not familiar with that one.
It's a cold open.
Let's say hypothetically, Bobby Petrino is not going to stick around.
Yeah,
he's sticking around.
He's gonna. They'll
He's
have
gonna
to
do
kick him
everything
out.
that
Yeah.
he
He's already got.
Yeah.
He's got his claws in there.
There's a lot of money.
He's Dwight Schrute moving into Michael's office and painting the walls black already.
Yeah, there's a lot of
If they
money.
win a couple games, he's sticking around.
Yeah, and I assume they probably will.
Yeah.
Like they're not. They got the quarterback. They got a decent roster.
Yeah.
Paints the walls milky white, sticky, viscous. So let's say hypothetically he's not the coach, though.
Yeah.
What are the guys that Arkansas is going to look at? Because they got a ton of money. The Walmart money, the chicken money,
but they don't.
The Jerry Jones money just saved a bunch of money on Micah Parsons.
I think Rhett Lashley, SMU went to the playoff last year. He's an Arkansas guy. Went to Arkansas. I think he played at Arkansas. Like Rhett Lashley's where it probably starts. G.J. Kinney from I always get North Texas and Texas State confused. He's from Texas State. They're going to look at guys all over in that footprint and everything. But Lashley is probably the number one guy, and they'll say John Gruden. And they'll say all these big names, but I think Rhett Lashley's probably the one that got circled.
What about Florida?
John Summerall, by the way, is another one.
Yeah.
Tulane to the SEC. He's going from Tulane to the SEC, whether it's Kentucky, Arkansas, wherever it is. He's definitely got an SEC job next year. Florida's interesting, right? Like Florida, to me, should be Lane Kiffin. They should do everything in their power to get Lane Kiffin. He's a national championship coach at a place that probably can't win a national title. They're very good, and I'm not taking a shot at Ole Miss, but Florida is a place that can win a national title in the next 3 to 5 years. But Lane hasn't shown the desire to really get out of there, so he might be settled in. I'd look at Drink at Missouri if I'm Florida.
Ooh,
I think Drink. Lane's getting the credit for what he's done at Ole Miss. Drink has done the exact same thing. He went 11-2, beat Ohio State in the bowl game a couple years ago. He just missed the playoff last year. I think they were 9-3. I think they're a playoff team this year. Drink at Florida could be a menace. I know a lot of people say Jed Fish at Washington because he's got Florida ties. I don't think he's won enough to do it.
No,
I would go Lane or Drink if I have my wishes at Florida and I'm Scott Strickland, the AD. I would start with Lane. If he says no, which I think he probably will, and then I'd go to Drink.
Did you bury Dabo?
I haven't buried Dabo. I don't know what I've done with Dabo.
I think that Dabo
is trying to bury himself.
No, well, yeah, maybe. But I saw that whole rant that he did where he's like, you guys are spoiled, all this stuff. I don't know if he said spoiled. I get it between Barry Alvarez and Brian Kelly. Everyone's saying spoiled these days. But pretty much like, we've won. We suck this year. We might go 6-6. Would Dabo get a premier job? I don't think he would.
So can I go backwards again? Can I go backwards again?
He would. And when I say premier, I'm saying a top
of like Florida.
Let's use Florida. Let's use Florida. I just said Drink. I just said Lane. If you're Florida and you fly into Greenville, South Carolina, and you have him meet you in the private plane, and you say, Dabo, I'm willing to give you this job if you embrace the transfer portal, if you change what you're doing, if I know that you've got a national championship coach in you. If you will meet these two things, transfer portal, NIL, and fully embrace it and unlock the potential of Florida, I think he would be an incredible fit at somewhere like Florida.
I don't think
because
he would.
He thrived in the last era of college football. If he just tweaked his recipe to cook with the ingredients that modern college football has, I think he could be that coach again. Why, if you're Florida, keep in mind, the last couple of times they've put out a help wanted sign at Florida, they haven't exactly been beating the door down to come coach at the University of Florida. Mm-hmm. They got ULL's coach. They got Mississippi State's coach one time. They got Central Michigan's coach. They got McElwain. They got Muschamp. Like, this isn't a job that people are beating down the door to get.
What if Dabo, there's a little bit of, you could say like analogies here with Belichick in the fact that Belichick, by all intents and purposes, wanted to, or by everything we've read, wanted to stay in the NFL.
Yeah.
Went and did meetings, was like, it's my way or the highway. This is how I'm doing it. I've won the Super Bowls. This is how I do it. I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna be the same guy. Had to go to college football. What about Dabo Swinney coaching the Miami Dolphins? That would be so fucking funny.
He would hate.
No. I don't want that rah-rah shit in the NFL, man. I don't want that.
What if
running
every
out.
college team was like, no, dude, you won't do the transfer portal? He's like, you know what? I'm going to the fucking NFL.
You know, I know he's not modernizing his game, but he is the most college football guy in the history of the
by far.
world.
I could never see him
He's
in
a
the
classic.
NFL.
He's like
but that would be awesome.
He's like a small town warlord, and he controls everything. And he's great when he does it. But yeah, you go to the he would retire before Nick Saban retired at Miami.
If you're the Florida AD and you're sitting there, or even Arkansas AD or Oklahoma State AD, and you're sitting there talking to Dabo, and you say, and Dabo convinces you, he says, listen, I know why I went wrong at Clemson. The game changed. I didn't change with it. I thought I could keep doing what I was doing. At Florida, I'm gonna be Mr. Transfer Portal. I'm gonna be Mr. NIL. Don't you give him a shot?
I mean, I actually think Oklahoma State should.
I just don't think he'll change.
I think that's like the perfect school for him.
But that's not a premier job.
Yeah.
But it's him changing is contingent on him. Him taking a job is contingent on him changing. If he sits down with ADs and says, I'm not going to change, they're not going to hire him.
Well, I also think he might say he's going to change, but he's not going to change.
Well, then that's a different story entirely.
And I think that's a very good I mean,
but
why wouldn't he have
He's the biggest bullshit artist in the world. You think he can't sit with somebody and convince them he's going to change?
I don't think he'd even say that, though.
I think
he's so on record.
He's
being like,
going to have to sit back and realize there's a reason this thing went wrong. He's trying to recruit from high school and develop. Well, the problem is if you recruit from high school and develop and the players don't turn into something, you're stuck with bad players. You're stuck with disappointing players. If you don't have a coaching staff that he used to have with Brent Venables that can develop the players, you better go out and get finished products right now like Miami's doing, like Ole Miss is doing, and he won't do it.
Mm-hmm. Should LSU panic?
Yeah, LSU should panic. LSU's got the wrong coach.
They got a bad offense.
LSU's had the wrong coach the whole time. No matter they beat Clemson and everybody put them up to the top 5, including myself. I'm like, wow, what an impressive road win. Clemson's fallen apart. They're 1-3. LSU hasn't looked good since. Brian Kelly does not fit LSU football.
You did not see the very last run play of the game.
What very last? By the way, at the end of that game,
that was actually
in absolute hell.
That was 3 weeks ago. I'm talking about the last run play with Brian Kelly.
Oh, when he answered the questions,
ran the ball pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think Brian Kelly doesn't fit, and no matter what happens, if he wins the next 6 games, as soon as he loses the 7th, the fan base is going to turn on him again because they don't like him. They pretend to like him when he's winning, when things are okay. They don't like him, and I don't think he likes them.
I don't think anyone likes him.
No, he's not a likable guy.
No, he's the most unlikable guy that there is.
And you guys know, you guys have been there. Like LSU thrives on who its coach is.
Yeah,
they thrive on him being one of us or us rallying behind him.
Yeah.
And they don't like this motherfucker.
You can be a fucking idiot and they'll love you.
Yeah,
like
correct.
Les Miles, he won in spite of himself so much, and they loved him
because they're going to take care of the recruiting. Yeah. They're going every 5-star in Louisiana is raised to be an LSU Tiger. Right. Every 4-star is raised to be an LSU Tiger. As long as you don't actively fuck it up, you're going to be fine. And I just don't think he is.
Yeah. All right. Good talk, Brandon. I got a couple questions. Actually, have you? I
can't tell if you're ending the interview or
I'm not
continuing the interview.
I'm not. I got a question. Kind of out of left field. Have you looked at Washington State's schedule?
No, I know they play bizarrely at Ole Miss in a couple of weeks.
It's like the most chaotic college football schedule that I've ever seen.
Can y'all just never ask me about Oregon State and Washington State because it makes me sad.
Well, here's the thing.
It is sad.
It makes me sad. There's 2 places that should be okay in football and should be.
Yeah.
Some conference should have thrown them a life raft and said, "Come on over here. We know that it went wrong for you guys, but come on over here." I don't.
Pac-12.
I don't like them floating in the. Yeah, but who knows?
They're gonna link up.
It's weird.
I hope
they're playing against Ole Miss. They're going on the road to Mississippi. They're playing at Virginia. They play Oregon State twice.
Yeah.
They've got 2 games against Oregon State. They should do it like aggregate score.
Yeah.
Like in the EPL.
It's so weird that we're just marching on in college football without those 2 programs. Those programs are just doing weird shit like playing twice. They exist they're technically playing college football, but they're not playing the same game as everybody else.
Isn't there going to be a new Pac-12 with the Mountain West?
It's coming. Coming, but once the toothpaste is out of the tube, how do you put it back in?
I agree. It's fucked up.
And so many of these schools that they're playing against, I feel bad for their staff.
And they're going to be 10 years behind. Nobody wants to go play Washington State or Oregon State currently. They're going to be 10 years behind everybody else.
Yeah. All right. I got one last question for you, Brandon, because it's kind of off of this conversation. Roback question, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, Roback.com, promo code TAKE. We are in year 2 of the 12-team playoff. I think it's working.
I think it's absolutely working.
I like that, and I know there will be people there's a lot of things that have changed about college football. I'm very nostalgic about college football 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Washington State Oregon State being that. I miss the Pac-12. There's a lot of shit that's happened that I don't agree with. There's probably more shit coming that it's going to suck. I like the fact that we saw Penn State and Oregon like go at each other, and it's not the end of Penn State. I like that Notre Dame is going to get another chance to be back in this thing.
I love a world where we see Penn State lose that game, and 10 years ago that would have been crushing.
It would have been over.
And it's September 27th, and all the hope is sucked out of the building. Well, now they don't have – I mean, they're kind of allergic to hope right now because every time they get to a big game. But, yeah, they're going to have a second chance to put this thing back together and get back in it. Ohio State last year had one of the most embarrassing losses we've ever seen and then launched an incredible run through the playoff. It was awesome. I love the fact that these elite teams, really every team, has a chance to right the ship after something goes horribly wrong. I think the playoff is great. I think 16 is going to be the perfect number. 12's okay, but last year – the one thing we got to fix is last year we had a couple teams get in there just because of their schedule.
Yeah.
And if we can tweak that and figure that out down the road and truly get the 12 best teams at the end of the season, that'd be great.
Well,
I love the 12
The
team
big complaint that I've seen is that it gives –
I think it makes the regular season better, by the way.
Right, I do too. Because you have these big weekends and you get into November where it's like a 2-loss team playing a 2-loss team. That game – wouldn't have mattered at all. Now it could be everything. You get more games that feel like they matter going up, leading up to the playoffs. The one complaint that I understand is you will have the same 4 or 5 teams win the national championship every year because you give a team like Ohio State a second shot, a third shot last year. But
we had that anyway.
Yeah, what's the difference?
We had that anyway.
Always had
it turns out the elite teams are going to win the championship.
Correct.
And that's how it's going to happen. But now
you're never going to get the parity that you have in the NFL and college football in the fact that there's never going to be a team that starts in the 50s and is like, oh, they won a title.
But that's just how it is.
That's how it's always
been. It's always been. It's how it's always going to be. In November 2014, I'm just taking a random year, it was the first year of the playoff, probably had 6 huge games. In November of last year, we probably had 25.
Yeah.
And this year, it's more wide open. I think we'll probably have 30 huge games.
And getting to the playoff is going to be, for a lot of these schools, like winning a national title. Like, if Wisconsin ever gets to the playoff, I'm going to be like, that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I think Indiana, last year, that's such a great story. Indiana making the playoff. Ole Miss is a good example. They're number 4 right now. If Ole Miss makes the playoff, that's a huge fucking thing for them. It's okay. There's more seats at the table. There's more chances for everybody to come away happy. And you whittle – I'm glad. Who was the best team in college football last year?
Ohio State.
I'm glad their season wasn't over when they lost to Michigan.
But not as good as Ohio State this year.
Don't think so. They were the best team. They won the national title. And if people want to bemoan that, sorry, they were the best team.
They do just need to get more games at home stadiums. The second round should also be.
You think it should
yes,
go all the way
I
to
think
the
it
semis?
just strips it so much when you play those. Like, what was it, Boise and Penn State playing in Arizona?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Did we have any good games on campus last year? No, right? None of them were good.
Yeah, well, that was the first round. The first round's going to be tough.
Wasn't Boise at Boise?
No, Boise was in they had the bye.
They had the bye.
Boise had the bye, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's I do think it should be two rounds at campus. Because there's nothing – the one thing that college football has that will always beat the NFL is – the home environment on a Saturday.
So the home games last year were SMU at Penn State.
Yep.
Clemson at Texas.
Yep.
Indiana at Notre Dame.
Yep. Which was incredible, scene.
And
Ohio State and Tennessee.
And that was a cool scene, too.
That was a very cool scene.
None of the games were close.
None of the games were close, but they have, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the specialness. Like, what the NFL is always going to be king, but what we saw at Happy Valley on Saturday night, and in between the hedges, Ole Miss, like, you can't replicate those type of Saturdays.
Yeah.
And it's something special about on campus. So
you're right. The more of that would be better.
Yeah.
And I think when we go to 16, you could have two rounds at home and still have whatever.
Mm-hmm. So who's in your if the playoff were today, is that different from your top 12 list?
Yeah, that's a little different. I don't know. I think there's so much we don't know still. Like, when I do a ranking and people are wondering, hey, why is Texas number 5? Who have they beaten? They haven't beaten anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't beaten anybody. But let's call a spade here. They had one game on the road against Ohio State, and then they had their 4 nobodies. A lot of teams had their 4 nobodies to begin with. They had their 4 nobodies, and now they start back really building up again. I think Texas, the defensive talent on that team is crazy. I think they've spent the last month of the season getting ready. I'm just speculating on – you're still speculating on so many teams in the top 10.
Is now the time – are you still buying Texas Tech stock?
Oh, I think if you haven't bought it by now, you waited too late. I think they're clearly the best team in the Big 12.
It's too late to buy that stock.
I think they are clearly the best team in the Big 12. TCU, I would have given a chance if they went. Second best team's probably Arizona State, who lost to Mississippi State but has won 2 in a row on the road at Baylor and then beating TCU at home. But I think Texas Tech outclasses everybody in that conference by a mile.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And they got a tough one this week. Listen, Houston's quietly
Willie
pretty
Fritz.
decent. Willie Fritz is a good coach. So Texas Tech's got a sneaky tough one, but I think the amount of talent they went out and bought, and that used to be an insult calling somebody a cheater, but now it's a badge of honor.
Yeah, good for them.
Good for them.
Congrats to their alumni.
They went out and changed their paradigm, changed who they are, and they're now I think they're the easily best team in the Big 12.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Brandon Walker.
So I just got through the whole interview. Fornelli never came in?
Never came in.
Nobody came in.
Nope.
There was no surprise.
Now,
is there a Fornelli filter on my face?
No. He is probably going to say tomorrow, and he would be correct.
What are you about to say? Don't say it. Just don't say it. What if he just didn't say it? What if he just didn't say that he turned this down?
He would be correct in saying that he turned it down and then you came on. But it wasn't. It was fluid. It was like your rankings. It's fluid.
Let's be honest.
Like water.
Let's be honest. God's watching right now.
He had a busy schedule today. We have a busy schedule.
We had the yak at noon. We had this interview at 2:00. You asked me to do this at 11:45.
Mm-hmm.
As you just walked out the door and said, "Hey, do PMT today." I said, "Okay." Fornelli really turned it down?
Well, he didn't turn it down. I said to him, "Hey, can you come on today?" And he said, "I'm free between 12 and 2 and 3 and 6." The only time we had was between 2 and 3. So, what? Best ability is available.
I won this. I won this ability. I won this last year. I had a competition against him.
Who'd you have that won the championship last year?
I don't remember how I won it. I just know I won it.
I don't think
I had Ohio State.
Did you?
Almost certainly.
Almost certainly.
Certainly.
I don't know that you did.
I killed him in that playoff.
No, this is this year. You're
that's
PFT.
this
You're
year.
looking
That's
at
this
this
year.
year's.
Last year I had Ohio State and they won the championship.
That was your pick?
I won, didn't I?
You did win.
You did win. I won, motherfucker.
As I won dingers only.
Yeah. You win. You're a winner.
Yeah. PFT, didn't you offer $1,000 cash to the winner of dingers only?
You're a great winner. You're also the best loser.
How do you feel
Congrats to
about
Mississippi
your picks this year for this competition?
Yeah, so your picks.
I'm not even worried about it until
you actually have some good value. You have Penn State, Texas, Notre Dame, LSU.
I gave you Texas,
Oregon late.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking good. It falls off a cliff. Boise State, Baylor, Missouri's
Missouri's
He
not
has
bad.
A&M and Texas Tech late though.
Yeah. Tom has Ohio State, Clemson out, Georgia, Miami. That's a good pick. Alabama, Michigan, Utah, Texas A&M, and Texas Tech with the last.
I mean, listen. Once it was a draft. Once you get past like 7 or 8, it's tough.
Oh, it looks like he had A&M at 8. That's pretty good.
He also got Texas Tech at 13.
Why don't
Oh,
you
wow.
shut up?
12.
That's
Yeah,
a
12.
great draft. Great draft. And I think we were giving you those picks at the end. I gave you Texas. It says right there. PFT put Brandon on Texas.
No, it doesn't say that. It says also PFT's pick.
Yeah, I gave you Texas.
So after I said Texas, you were like, me too.
I said, I'll put you on some game.
You said
I
ditto.
think Texas might be good this year.
They were number 2 in the country. No, they were preseason number 1.
I told you about Texas.
I appreciate that.
You said
The team that made the playoff 2 years
you
in
said
a row.
Arch who?
But that might still be true.
Yeah, that is true. How do you feel about field storming?
Are we still doing this?
Yeah, I have one last question. were you concerned? Has field storming
So
gone too far?
I'm a little concerned that was the greatest field storming ever, and it might lead to field storming being pulled back entirely.
Did you see that one Twitter account, SEC fan, who they hypothetically win field storming too? They're like, if this happened to the SEC, like everyone would have been dead.
We got fined.
Hypothetically, they win those.
I love that.
Mississippi State got fined $500,000 for a field storm that was nowhere even close to that. If they were in the SEC, they would get fined like $2 million.
Yeah. Where do they get fined in the ACC?
I don't even know. I haven't seen anything.
Virginia's
about it.
never had this problem before.
No.
They're like, hey, you haven't been here. We got to let you.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, the protocol on that.
Yeah, they just sacrificed the Florida State receiver who disappeared into the crowd.
Yeah, Squirrel White.
Was that Squirrel White?
It was Squirrel White. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's been around long enough.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Brandon.
Yep.
Brandon Walker was brought to you by Twisted Tea. It's a refreshing hard iced tea made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol. Twisted Tea is the perfect alcoholic beverage to keep the good times going all season long. Whether you're hanging out with friends at their house, if you're catching a game at a stadium or at the bar, or if you're just seeing where the day takes you, Twisted Tea is there to turn your day up a notch and make a good time a great time. I love Twisted Tea. Love the half and half. So refreshing. Great way to start a party. Great way to keep a party going. Twisted Tea is delicious. Love drinking it. Keep it twisted. Grab a tea. It's game time. Stock up on ice cold Twisted Tea today.
Okay, let's finish off. We have guys on chicks. Hank.
My fiance has a work phone and his normal phone before he got his job. He screenshots his bets with his work phone and checks the box score on his normal phone while we watch the games.
Mm-hmm.
His hands are double fisting iPhone like it's Bonnie Blue, does dicks on Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays. Is this behavior I have to expect throughout our marriage, even when kids come into play? Thanks, boys. Go Saints.
So wait, what is the 2 phones for again?
One is for the box score of the game. The other is for the bets that he currently has in. I think it's fair. I also think that this is probably not written by a girl.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah. I think
double fisting iPhones like Bonnie Blues does.
I think it's written by a dude being like, I'm going to write to them, pretend to be a chick, and talk about dicks so then they'll want to fuck me as a chick.
We need more chicks to write in.
Yeah, we need more chicks to write in. I would say also you don't really need the box score because if you use DraftKings, wonderful DraftKings, it updates it as it goes.
Yeah, you can track it.
You can track it right there. Also, I like writing my bets out. It's fun.
It's nice to have on a piece of paper.
Yeah, just looking at it.
Or a whiteboard.
Or a whiteboard, yeah. Which never hits.
What?
I mean, we never hit the whiteboard.
No.
I don't actually, have we ever hit the whiteboard?
No.
No.
You know what I was
Actually,
thinking?
I think maybe once.
We hit one last year.
I think once, yeah.
Let's do one that we can hit. Let's win one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's a theory. The Super Bowl halftime show is solely a thing to make Super Bowl Sunday more peaceful for the boys. It allows them to make a full day out of the Super Bowl as if it's a holiday because girls love the halftime show so much. Think about any other Sunday during the season, no halftime show, no pregnant Rihanna, and the girls are nowhere near as willing to allow absolutely nothing to happen besides watching football.
The Brazil game had a halftime show.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Beast.
Christmas.
I also think the halftime show is irrelevant for that. I think everyone watches the Super Bowl and makes a holiday out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Also,
exactly.
PFT, you were correct in record time. Sage Steele looked through some baboni.
Baboni?
And she found some demonic stuff.
Oh, did she?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you have to find satanic stuff in the halftime show.
yeah.
That is actually the Super Bowl for schizophrenic people.
Yeah.
It is. That's what they live for.
Yeah. Baboni.
Baboni. My Panics.
Baboni.
Josh Allen. Matt Stafford.
Hey, PMT, so I've gotten really into football in the last couple of years. Do you think my boyfriend is bothered by this? Sometimes I feel like I'm invading his world and that guys don't actually like girls that like sports. I think you guys love to mansplain sports to us.
Well, yes. Duh.
Yeah, we
love to mansplain everything.
We like sharing common interests as long as we can teach you something about that common interest.
Correct.
As long as we feel like we have our claim staked on it already.
A foundational piece of every relationship is a man answering questions they don't actually know the answer to, and a woman just being like, okay. That's a foundational piece. Like there are many times where I just get asked a question and I'll give an answer because that's just my natural. I have to give an answer even if I have no idea. I'm taking a wild guess and then just moving on.
Yeah. If a girl said, did you see that Jaden Daniels has the highest quarterback rating in NFL history for a second-year player through this many games, I would be like, that is so hot. But then if a girl was like, let me explain to you the numbers that go into quarterback rating, I would feel so emasculated. I would never want to look at it again.
Yeah, any of the nuance. I'm getting that. But the most recent one I got from my oldest was he was like, why are Sharpies called Sharpies when they're not sharp? And I was like, fuck, dude. That one.
Mm-hmm.
I almost just drove off the side of the road. I was like, can't answer that one. But yeah.
Do they feel sharp in your ears, Max?
I always play with this Sharpie.
I
don't know what that had.
I think girls liking football is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
You just gotta let, like I said, you just gotta let us answer some questions that we don't know the answer to, and be okay with being like, yeah, that makes sense, even though it doesn't.
Yeah, like nothing makes a guy hotter than being like, actually, you can't advance that fumble.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're excited about it for a second, but that's coming back.
Yeah.
All right, then last one. Meme said, read this one last if you want to have fun with it.
Oh.
Okay. Finish us off.
This was the question, yeah. Do you guys think double penetration is gay? I mean, technically it is, right? Love you guys.
It's we're talking about B and V.
I think 2 Ds.
Yeah, two.
No, D and the V and a D and the A.
Yeah, D and the V, D and the A. That's what I'm saying.
Or 2 Ds and the V.
Oh.
D's in the like you're starting a fire.
Oh.
Either one.
No 2 D's in the V. No.
That's a 1 DV.
Yeah, there's not enough room.
There's some holes that are 1D. Yeah.
This is also just like this is like if we started talking about what it would be like to play in the NFL. Like we're not guys that will ever be in the same stratosphere as any of this.
It's a whole different type of guy that is out there doing D and V and DNA at the same time.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I don't think I've ever found myself in a situation where I've come anywhere close to even thinking about that was going to happen.
And I would say no thanks.
Yeah. I'd be like, maybe me and you could just do it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just go D and V, and then you can just do whatever you want after.
Yeah. There are a lot of dudes that do the DNA or D&M and D and V at the same time. That also has never appeared.
No, not even close. Not even close. This is just porn talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody woke up this morning and just wrote that in.
Yeah.
Yeah, call me old-fashioned. I like a little bit of intimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your girlfriends right in. Send it to any girl you know.
Or
too many guys right in.
Memes are if you're a girl who listens.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad.
That was misogynistic.
That was not nice. That was bad.
I know if it was ever in
Apologize.
I apologize.
Numbers.
3.
Oh, how did we not get that?
I might have.
No.
Ah.
Nah, man, he got that one.
I actually might be rooting for memes today.
22.
I think I'm rooting for memes today.
75.
I need a win.
33.
61.
14.
19.
99 pug.
76.
If I was in a double D situation, I just know I'd try to cut the tension with a joke. And that would just ruin the whole mood. I'd just be like, I'm trying me hardest.
I'm trying to be
Just, yeah. No,
80.
So close.
love you guys.